What's up, Zoom? How you doing tonight? Yeah, it's a little chilly here today too. Let's see, right now it's 48. Feels like 42. It's been breezy all day. And tomorrow it'll be mid 50s. And then Thursday it's going to jump up to like 60 something. And then back into the 50s the rest of the week. What's up, Skull? I ain't heard nothing. Well, Zach was saying yesterday that the sun burped out a big ball of plasma or something, so we may get some shit. I don't know. I don't really follow solar weather all that much. And just so you know, this is probably going to be a short stream tonight because a lot of people aren't online tonight. Because Aaron wasn't on earlier. The few people who are online, they're over at Bears, I think. So I'll keep this going for a little bit. If I don't get anybody else in here on panel in, say, 20 minutes, I'll shut it down. Because I'm tired too. I stayed up entirely way too late last night. And I'm hungry. I need to eat something too. Yeah, that's good. Nothing major. Yeah. I've never had kidney stones, but from what I hear from people who have, that's something I wouldn't want to wish on anybody. That just sounds terrible. Yeah, the reason I'm so tired is because I stayed up last night and watched the new Dune movie, and yeah, I'd give it probably an 8 out of 10. I'd have to watch it, on a big screen with surround sound to get a better viewing of it because I just watched it on my laptop. But it was all right. Special effects were interesting. Uh, it's not really a scary movie, Zoom. Um, it's a sci-fi movie, um, based on a novel that was written back in the '60s, I think. And they did an original movie of it back like in '77, I think. That was pretty good. Um, but the special effects that they used in that first movie were kind of cheesy because it was just before special effects were really getting good with like when Star Wars came out a couple of years later. Um, and the new one's following the basic storyline pretty well. Um, but I did not know up until a few days ago that the new one, it's only the first of two parts. Um, there's going to be a sequel to finish it off probably in the next couple of years. Yeah, Star Wars came out after Dune. Yeah, I think I can look it up real quick. Oh no, my mistake. The first Dune film came out in '84, but the book came out like in the '60s, I think, '60s or early '70s. Yeah, and Episode 4 of Star Wars, the original, came out. That was like '77, I think. Um, I don't know about that. Um, there's like nothing really comparable to it. Like, there's no Jedi or dark Sith lords or anything. Yeah, they had weapons based on acoustics. They called them the weirding way. But I tell you, the actual worms in this new one were freaking insane. Yeah, Zach. Okay, to give you an idea, okay, these worms in in Dune, they're kind of like tremors, except they're like 1,000 times bigger. Like some of these worms, they're like miles long. They're freaking huge. Yeah. Sandworm tequila. Yeah. With a touch of spice on the top. I know this new version, they're going to get a lot of flack for the casting because they went the route of changing up some of the characters. Um, like certain characters look nothing like what was in the original movie, and they kind of went a little on the woke side. And, you know, because the original, it was like basically an all white English casting, and now like they got to be inclusive and add a bunch of other races to make everybody happy. It kind of just it looks strange. You'll have to get used to it. See, I never was much of a Star Trek fan. Like the original, okay, I did not ever the original Star Trek series. Um, that was like more my dad's generation. I never really got into that. When they started doing all the movies in the 70s and the 80s, some of them I thought were okay. And like really after that, I kind of liked the next generation, but they kind of just took it a little too far. It ran for way too long and started getting weird. And then um, Deep Space Nine, I kind of liked. But everything after Deep Space Nine, I never cared for. And like Voyager and everything else after that, I've never watched any of that stuff. It just looks too magical and retarded. I was more of a fan of Babylon 5. That was a show that I loved. And the whole Stargate uh, universe, the original Stargate film, and the TV show spin-offs. I loved all three of them. Even though the third one, the Stargate universe, got a lot of flack. People thought, oh, it's fucking terrible, but I kind of liked it. As far as the Star Wars goes, like I'll always like Star Wars more than Star Trek. The original three movies that I grew up with, I'll love them always. Um, the prequels that came out, late '90s, eh. The first one, Episode One, I thought was good, and but Episode Two and Episode Three, I thought the acting was absolutely terrible. Like they were just like reading off of scripts, and the characters had no personality. I thought it was terrible. And these latest three that have been coming out the last few years, oh god, they were just fucking disgusting. The Force Awakens was nothing but a complete rehash of Episode Four, and the last two were terrible. Now I did kind of like I really liked Rogue One, and the Solo movie was eh. There was some good parts to it, um, but I did the Mandalorian series that they've been putting out the last couple of years. I really enjoyed that. Kid poison. What are you talking about? Oh, what you do is put some speakers outside of your house and start playing opera music really loud. That'll deter them and get them away from your place. Oh, yeah. Give the kids raid. Now there was that another lesser known sci-fi thing. There was a movie that had a television spin-off. The movie was called Serenity, and the TV show was called Firefly. Those were great. I really enjoyed those. And then both me and Wiz love Farscape. That was great. It was like Star Wars mixed with Muppets, with a lot of cast from Stargate. They like reused a bunch of the cast members. It was funny as hell. Yeah. I'm gonna load up my bowl because it's that time. I've never heard of the Lex. Now, a show that I didn't like the original because that came out a little bit before my time, but the reboot of Battlestar Galactica that came out about 10, 12 years ago, I really enjoyed that up until it got into like the 5th season and it started getting really, really strange. Yeah, the first couple seasons of that were fucking awesome. Don't worry about it. I'll look it up myself if it's too hard to explain. Fire in the bowl. I love when I get a notification on my phone that tells me I paid a bill. It's like, I know I paid a bill. I paid it yesterday. I'm well aware that I threw you a bunch of money. That was a tasty bowl. Excuse me. Well, that sounds interesting. Whenabouts did that come out? Yeah, that kind of sounds like the Goa'uld from Stargate, parasitic extragalactic species that, you know, invade a host body and use it for a couple hundred years and then just throw it away and slip into a new body. Yeah, Sci-Fi Channel had some good stuff and some not so good stuff throughout the years. They started doing all these weird shows like Eureka and what was that, Warehouse 57 or something like that. God, now there was a British sci-fi show that was really good, early to mid 2000s, I want to say. Oh, damn it. What was the name of it? Torchwood. That was really good. It was based in Wales. It was about a team of Welsh and British people that were working for the government trying to work clandestinely to fix it. There was like a temporal shift that opened up somewhere over in Wales and allowed like extra dimensional creatures to slip through to our side, and they were the ones who had to track them down and get rid of them and everything. It was pretty good. Hmm. Now, I'm going to put a link up for you guys. I know Zach will probably love this. It's a it's on YouTube. It's a an entire music album. This is a band. They're called Star One, and it's a compilation of. It's a whole group of musicians from different bands that got together for this one project, and it's a sci-fi space opera type thing. And this album, each song is based on a different either sci-fi TV show or a sci-fi movie. So like all the classics, they'll have a song that's about those. They have like one about Star Trek, one about Star Wars, Stargate, Blake Seven, and a bunch of other shit. Really awesome music. I've been listening to these guys for years. It's all like progressive metal, really good stuff. Oh, and wow, I'm looking it up actually. I did not know, was not aware that this band is, they're just putting out a new album within like a week ago or something. I'm going to have to check it out. Hmm. Nobody is online tonight. Strange. I'm going to pop over and share the link at Bears and see if we can get anybody else in here. Skull, I'm going to throw you a link. This is a share streaming site that has pretty much anything and everything that you'd want to watch, TV shows and movies. And, just like any other streaming site, questionable legality. It's free to use, and there's so much stuff on it. It's crazy. Let me get the link for you. Yeah, there we go. It's a little clunky. There's occasionally there's a few pop-ups that you have to deal with, but other than that, the selection of material that they have on there is insane. No, it's not X-rated at all. It's all just regular movies and TV shows. And there's a link on the front page for a couple of different streaming sites. And one of them, if you're into anime, they have like pretty much any fucking anime you'd ever want to watch. Oh, excuse me. Hey, Valentine, how are you? I just dropped a message over at Bears letting people know we're live, so maybe we'll get a few people up. Yeah, it's just a boring night here. We've been talking sci-fi movies and TV shows. Nothing fancy. Yeah, yeah, I don't use numbers in mine, but yeah, you're right. We do have a couple people with 77. I used to use that number in the early days of the internet for some of my handles because my old Boy Scout troop was Troop 77. Don't you all just really miss the old original internet? Like with 14.4K modems, dial up, and like Windows 95, 98, American Online or CompuServe. Hey, Carpenter. Welcome in, brother. Are you still in Wisconsin? Oh, that's cool. Yes, porn was no fun at 14.4K. It was almost at least video was, not capable. But around that time, I mean, you could, download pictures if you were on like the BBS servers. That was real popular back then. And the Newsnet, all the Newsnet channels. There was some fucked up shit on that. That was the original darknet. Yeah, we had the internet at my middle school before. Actually, yeah, it was before there was real internet everywhere else. It was when a few big universities across the country, along with DARPA, had little private internets that you could join up. It was all like ASCII based text bulletin board service style internet, but you still had email, bulletin board servers. You could share clip art and stuff. It was kind of cool for back in the day. It was probably around like 92, I want to say, when I first started with that. I still remember my original handle and email address with it. Oh, hey, there's the Wiz. The wonderful Wiz. Oregon Trail. Yep. That was an awesome game. Your wagon tipped over in the river. Your wife died from hypothermia and all your powder's dry. What do you want to do?
Right. Wow. Hey, what's up, everybody? Valentine's, go. Jimmer, Zoom, go. What's up? Where's Kimmy?
I haven't seen her today. She was lurking last night, but she didn't come up.
Oh.
Yeah, she's not. I don't think she's online tonight.
Oh, man. Dude, got the puppies moved to the backyard.
Cool.
Got them cordoned off so they don't take over the whole yard. Right. My brother would go crazy if they started getting into his place.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, man. I found out my generator that I had get in for repair is unfixable. The wrist pin came out of its spot and scored the cylinder wall.
Don't know
So
what
bad.
that all means, but it sounds not good.
Yeah, in other words, it can't really be fixed. It would cost as much to fix it as it would buy a new one.
Is this the generator that we were running over the 4th of July?
No, it was my one that was already broke down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's parts now. Hey, let's go JB weld. I don't think that's going to work for a cylinder wall.
You need like a big block of steel and a mill, a metal working mill.
Right.
Yeah, maybe throw it online and just sell it as parts. Make a little bit of money off of it.
Right. Yeah, potentially. Or just keep it for parts for the one that's still running.
True.
I've got another generator out there that needs a carburetor. Been potentially I can order a carburetor for it. Probably cost me about $50, $60 for a carburetor. Get it running. But it works. Everything works on it. Just got to get a carburetor for it.
Yeah, I just tested out my furnace system tonight. Make sure everything's running kosher. I got it's split into 3 zones. And I just turned on the first zone in the front of the house. That's where the cats are.
Right.
So I figure I'd give them some heat tonight because it's getting a little chilly out there. And it seems to be working all right.
They were saying it was supposed to get down to 37 here, but it's now the forecast says it's only getting down to like 47. So it's not going to be too bad.
Yeah, it's about 47, 48 here with the wind. Feels like 42.
Right. Duct tape has magical powers.
Years ago, one of the coolest places that I've ever visited was okay, at the time, this is mid 90s. Manco was the world's largest manufacturer of duct tape, and they had the actual duct tape brand, with the yellow duck on the front of it. We toured one of their big. They had a big production facility the next town north of us that also had their world corporate headquarters there. We toured the production part of the facility, and that was a massive operation. It was real cool to see how they all made that shit. And it was like the size of like 6 or 7 football fields. It was huge.
Oh, wow. Cats are furnace system.
Yeah, but they want to walk all over you at night while you're trying to sleep, and then if you piss them off, they'll sit on your face and you'll inhale fur all night long. If you really piss them off, they'll piss in your bed with you. Or shit in the bed with you, just to let you know that they care.
And mice. But yeah. Just like women. That's what Skipper says.
I ain't walking into that one. I don't think we have any women watching right now, so who knows?
Yeah.
I ain't going near that.
Right. But yeah,
Even though I was just bitching the other day about how much I hate working with a store full of women, so.
Well, that's different.
Constant drama.
Right.
It's like Shelly said this and Mary said that, and I just want to go home and cry.
And Valentine says, "Hey, now."
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot Valentine was here. My bad.
Valentine is the lady. Yeah, I was just getting in rhythm, getting some of the stuff done that I was wanting to do, repairing the rabbit cages and stuff. And Dan from Sleepy Hollow calls me up and says, "Hey, got this generator. What do you want to do with it?" I'm like, "I'll come and get it." But yeah, so I got a bunch of parts for the generator that is working.
Cool.
Yeah. Anything goes wrong with it except the cylinder, you know, I could get it back up and running real quick.
Yeah, I got this 4-day extended weekend coming up here at the end of the week. I got to pull that generator out and check and see if I can get it started. That and the log splitter.
Right. Right. But yeah, I'm gonna just trying to keep. I'm trying to get as much of the shit done and cleaned up. Got all the stuff for the garden put away for the season, except for the. I still got the lattice up. The green beans are still growing, so until they die out.
One project that I remember I have to do. Got a broken window in that one barn right in front of where that van's parked.
Oh yeah.
And it's an old iron frame window set right in the cinder blocks, and it's got the framing is all busted up, and like 2 of the glass panels are broken. It just looks like shit, and snow gets in there all over the hood of the van. So I'm just gonna get some plywood if I can find it, or some particle board, and borrow my buddy's impact hammer and put some screws into the concrete blocks if I can, and just cover it up.
Oh wow. Right. Well, you could put the right into the metal framing. You could drill and
Yeah. I'd have to look at it and see if there's enough metal left to take a screw, because it's like the dimension, what the actual framing is not that big. I don't know if it would take a wood screw or not.
oh,
Fuck, I might just pull the whole fucking frame and the windows out and see if I can wedge in the fucking board. Be the easiest way to do it.
oh yeah, build it in.
Yeah, push it in from the inside instead of trying to cover it from the outside. Because I don't know, trying to use an impact hammer on that concrete just might shatter it.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have I don't have any masonry bits or anything for my drill, so. Uh-oh, Skull got on a libtard mailing list. You get an email from moveon.org. Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Why would you do that? Insurrection.
Insurrection.
Insurrection. Oh, that's just wrong. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I tell you, it's the leaves are still on the trees around here, man. It's, most of them, a bunch of them are still green.
Same here. I've got a weird set of, there's 2 maple trees in my front yard. There's some weird like subspecies. They actually are almost done dropping their leaves. like late summer, these two trees, the leaf, like probably in like towards the end of August, the leaves just turn brown, no colors or nothing. They just shrivel up, turn brown, and start falling off like in early September, and they're almost completely bare now.
Oh wow!
But like a lot of the
We had
maples, a lot of the maples in the neighborhood are starting to turn yellow and orange.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but not the
We're
oaks. Nothing with the oaks yet.
Right. The oaks are all still green. They're mostly
The,
here.
the hickories and the walnuts are all green. Carpenter says most of the leaves are gone up by him.
Ooh.
I wouldn't have even read that email. I would have deleted it instantly because it might have been infected with something.
Yeah. Ideological nature. Hey, battery. Yeah.
What's up, battery?
Yeah. So that's been a problem. It's got my brother really pissed off because the panels are shaded by a tree that's still got all of its leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine seem to be doing okay. It would do better once the leaves fall out too.
That's when you break out the 12 gauge with like some number 6 shot and just go to town on the tree.
Right? You damn leaves, you're going to fall. Yeah. It definitely would. It would shatter the tree. It's an old oak. Yeah, and we still got branches falling out of it from sheer rot. So
Yeah, most of the big oaks in my neighborhood were cut down over the last like 20 years or so because they just got so massive they were interfering with power lines and construction areas, like when they were building the housing developments and whatnot.
yeah, those are the pin oaks, Carpenter. They generally don't lose. Pin oaks don't usually lose their leaves until spring.
Mm-hmm. Those are pretty trees, though.
Yeah.
The actual shape of the leaves is really nice.
Right, they're more like Marvel comics.
Yep. Yeah, Rolling Stone, zero credibility for 40 something years in running.
Yeah, but the hey,
Here comes the carp. You got it?
I got it.
Okay.
All right. What's up, Carpenter?
I was out in the sticks all weekend long.
Yeah.
Yep. Saturday for a while in the morning, and then Saturday night, Sunday morning, Sunday night, Monday morning, and Monday night. But there, all the shit going on in the world, all the nonsense you hear when you get out
Right.
there and you get set up in that tree stand, you guys, it's just like back. Takes you right back to what really matters, and all you do is sit there, and nothing's changed.
Right.
It's fucking awesome out there.
Right.
You know.
Yep.
It's fucking great, and I can't wait. I'm going back Friday. I come home Monday night. I got home Monday night late. I hunted.
Howdy, Bill.
So I didn't get home till way after dark.
So did you get any?
No, I seen about 20 deer. I seen about 4 or 5 different bucks. I seen one nice 8-pointer that wasn't even a shooter, but he looked like he's going to be good in another year or so. And it's the dinks are running around. They don't know what to do. You know, it's their first season in the rut, the little 6s and 8-pointers and 4-pointers. They're running around all with boners, but they don't know what to do yet. So they don't really have any idea what's going on. They just know they want to be up running around, and they're mad at that other deer standing there beside them, you know. They don't know really what's happening. But then I seen the one, so I figured probably usually it's this weekend, holiday weekends. Or Halloween is about when it gets really rolling. So now I'm going back Friday, and I don't know when I'm coming back. Depends on the deer. If they're running, I'm staying.
Well, did you hear Ranger got a deer?
Did he really?
Yeah. Yeah. It was a 2nd-year deer.
Nice.
Yep. He was guarding it. He wouldn't come in last night. He was guarding it. He didn't want to. No, I'm not leaving my kill alone.
Are you cutting it up or what?
No, they fed the puppies with it. Yep. I know he didn't eat it all.
Yeah, well, they'll chew on it for a few days.
Oh yeah, but
they'll chew on it for a while. Long after you ever think of taking a bite of it.
Oh, I know, right? Right.
They'll
but
like
no,
it.
They had, when I seen it, they had already had the hind side already on.
Yeah.
The hind end of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they were feeding the puppies with it.
Probably.
You know, I've seen deer shot at dark, and then we'll wait till morning to go get it, and you go back there, and like at least one hind quarter. A couple times I've seen both hind quarters pretty much gone. You know,
oh, right.
Just overnight, just from dusk till dawn the next morning.
Dogs and coyotes, stuff like that.
Yeah. Who knows whatever gets at them, you know.
Right.
But I got another 4x4 by 4 foot pallet of blocking. It's 2x2s, 2x4s, 2x6s, 10 inches or smaller. And it's what's left over when they build these pallets, and then they have these boxes, and them are actually parts boxes for the line cables on these poles they build. That's where the hardware box. That's what the 4x4 by 4 foot hard, side box is. It's a plywood box on a pallet. And so then they take that over by the saw when they build the pallets, because they ship them. That's in their shipping area. They take them over by the saw. They just keep that box there, and then as they cut the wood, as they build whatever pallets they need, they make a bunch of different sizes. As they build the pallets, they throw anything under 10 inches gets thrown in this box.
Right.
And then I usually get a couple of them every year for kindling, and then you don't have to mess around trying to get a fire started.
Oh, right.
Like you just spray some charcoal lighter fluid on it. Wait till it kind of soaks in just a touch. Till it's kind of not wet. It's just damp.
Yeah.
And you light it up, and that fire takes right off. And in literally minutes, you've got a bed of coals. And you drop the big logs in, and the fire's rolling.
You know it. Yeah.
Beats the shit. That kiln dried wood's good for that.
Yeah, I've been cutting up all the splintered and busted up, too warped to use wood from taking apart the pallets. Yeah, I got all that stuff cut up finally.
Yeah, if I were you, that's what I would do. I'd have a big box or a big place or a big pile somewhere out of the weather. Yeah. Where all them fuckers went, and then I would heat with wood there. If I had 80 or 90 acres of oaks like that, I would heat everything with wood. Why? Aaron don't like it. Aaron gets mad about smoke. Aaron DeTires. I don't like smoke. I don't mind it one bit.
Right. Well, that's because he don't like doing fires because he melted his boots off one night.
Well, yeah, but just get a nice little wood stove and it's all contained. You know, you can pick them fuckers up at a garage sale for $100, $50.
Right.
Wouldn't take him much of one. Or Bill, if I was him with his connection with Dweller, I would build one of those double, you know, their little 225-gallon, you know, grill tanks, 25, whatever them are, 25 pound.
Right.
Cut them up and make them. That would make a hell of a nice little stove too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
God, he could just sit there all nice and warm all winter, just feeding little, you know, smaller sticks and logs in that fucker all winter long. He'd stay in that place just nice and warm as could be.
Right.
Yeah, there's something going on between Aaron and Warehouse right now. I don't know the details, but it sounds like they're not talking.
Wonder why.
Yeah. He quit drinking or something.
Yeah, that'd do it. That. Yeah,
And,
he got his grumpy pants on.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Pizza, what's up?
Yeah, pizza. Aaron didn't go up on do a show this evening.
Yeah, the weather was garbage for him today.
Was me too.
It was a really nice day here.
Yeah, here too.
Well,
Really
good
nice.
for you. What the hell?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, they're talking now. They're talking rain tonight, tomorrow, and the next day. What is today? Tuesday. So Wednesday and Thursday, and then it's supposed to start breaking up Friday, and supposed to be nice this weekend. Highs in the 40s, lows in the 30s.
Just wait, and it'll change.
Yeah. Don't matter to me. I got all my gear there. I did that. That's what I did this weekend. I have my fucking rain gear, my winter gear, my dry gear, my warm gear, my cold gear. It don't matter what the weather is. Nothing stops.
Right.
Nope.
We don't care. We're hunting. I don't give a fuck what happens. And I don't know if I'm coming back. I don't know if I'm coming back. I'll sit out there all fucking day in the rain. I've shot so many fucking deer in the rain and miserable weather.
Right.
Yeah, I've shot a lot of deer in shitty weather.
It's like my friend in Oregon. He said, you know, if you're waiting for the rain to stop, you might be waiting a long time and not get shit done.
Yeah, you know that's what it is.
Right.
My grandpa taught me when I was a little kid because I didn't like it either. It was fucking cold and wet and rainy out. You know how it gets. Some years it's not snowy. It's just really cold and wet. The kind that'll kill you, makes you miserable. And my grandpa used to tell me, well, you know, you got to hunt because the deer don't get a day off.
Right.
He said it doesn't matter to them that it's raining. They go do whatever they're going to do. He said sometimes they let their guard down when it's raining. And I've actually seen that. They
got all the noise from the water drops hitting the ground and stuff like that. So it masks a lot of it masks a lot of noises and the smells aren't up the way they should be.
You know, and a lot of guys that I hunt with, they like that when it's really quiet and still in the woods. And I hate that. I can't stand that. I don't see nearly the deer when it's really quiet and calm that I do when it's windy and breezy and, you know.
Well,
I'm really into it. I'm kind of narrow-minded right now, you guys.
I usually hear the deer before they hear me.
Yeah. Well, you do sometimes. Depends on if they're coming upwind or downwind. Downwind, I don't hear them so much because the wind's blowing away. You know, that makes such a difference. But if they're behind you, a lot of times, And see, what I tried to explain to guys is that, you know, how much easier it is to see deer, you know, hear them or see them or whatever when it's dead calm and crisp and noisy out. I said, you can't beat a deer's ears or a deer's eyes. So that makes it that easy for them to see you too.
Yep.
Right. Or hear you.
Yeah. And I just as soon go with a little more harsh conditions and suffer through that, knowing that if the deer does come by, there's every possibility it's going to walk right. Like this weekend, I had like 2 of them come right under the stand. Fucking, you know, it was pretty windy out. And they had no idea I was up there. And I mean, I wasn't trying to hide. I was only I think I'm 21 feet in the air. And I'm just sitting there looking around like, like like you're sitting in your living room looking around at your friends while you talk to them. I was just looking around. They had no idea I was there. If it had been quiet today, they would have pegged me quick.
Right. Hey, Tanya's in chat.
Tanya.
Hey, Tanya.
Haven't seen or heard hide nor hair of her.
Hi, Tanya.
Yeah. Now, but this weather change is starting to feel my shoulder.
Yeah. I'm noticing them aches too. That's what it means when you get them aches. That's like that shift.
That's a barometer dropping.
Yeah.
I felt it too.
Time to get out the bodies. Swallow a bunch of that.
I've been having really good luck with that turmeric.
Yep. That's what I'm talking about.
But you gotta keep it you gotta keep it up in your system. You can't let it, you gotta take it every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people take it. When I tell them about it, they think it's like a fucking Valium or, Percocet or something. You're going to take it and the pain's going to go away. It's like, don't work like that.
No, you have to take it in conjunction with the pain reliever too. So
yeah, you just start taking it, and then like 4 or 5 days a week, whatever. All people are different. A few days later, whatever, all of a sudden you notice getting down on your knees is easier, and your back ain't as stiff, and
At least that's the case for me.
Me too.
Yeah. Maybe not everybody. Who knows? I can't give anybody medical advice because
turmeric. I don't feel so bad about like mentioning that because it's like holistic. It's like organic.
Natural.
Yeah, it's totally natural. So it ain't gonna hurt them. So like Dave, the old guy he takes 2 of them every morning, and he just started. He was talking to me last winter, and I was telling him about it. But I just take 2 every morning. But I said, don't expect the pain to go away like when you take a painkiller. Don't work like that. I said, but it'll just over time, it just eases the pain out of you. You'll notice in a week or so, you'll be doing stuff around your shop and think, well, I don't ache as much. My knees aren't as sore. My back ain't bothering me. My hip or shoulder, or whatever your problem is.
Very simple.
And he swears by it now. He takes 2 every morning when he gets up.
I ran out. I need to get some more.
Yeah, now, beats the shit out. For a long time, I lived off of Excedrin and Aleve and all that kind of shit too. And then it was like I was walking around constantly with gut rot.
But ginger is really similar. It's got a lot of similar qualities to it that turmeric does.
Yeah. I've heard there's a whole bunch of them out there that we should all know about, but we don't.
Right. And it looks the same. You grow ginger and turmeric the same way. Oh,
okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, turmeric.
I'll try ginger though. Since you said that, I will try that.
Yeah, it's a root. It's so close to ginger they'll actually cross pollinate.
I'm looking for it right now.
Yeah, but if I'm really hurting, like a toothache or something like that, real bad, take 3 of those bodies and 3 of the leaves, and yeah, that'll hit it. That'll get it.
Except ginger has a lot of benefits for your stomach that turmeric doesn't. It helps with digestion, helps to expel parasites. It literally kills parasites. Ginger does.
And I need to ask you guys: would you really take ivermectin or horse paste?
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, I wouldn't a split second. If I was sick as shit, I would just squeeze a glob in I wouldn't even measure it. I'm serious. I would just take a glob, squeeze it out of that. I've seen them tubes. I'd just squeeze a glob in my mouth, swallow it, and Probably
Well-
do that every 12 or 14 hours until I felt better.
Actually, on the tube of it, it tells you for whatever the body weight of the animal is,
Oh, right.
it'll tell you how much to use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use it like toothpaste.
Right.
People are giving everybody shit about it. I'm thinking, where the fuck? I guarantee you, if you were sick and you couldn't feel any better, you wouldn't think twice about taking it.
It'll damn
Right.
sure get the worms out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, get parasites out of you too. Yeah.
Fuck, we
That's
probably
what I'm
all could
talking
use
about.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody that's ever ate a salad or anything has got parasites.
Yeah, once a week, a big old glob of horse paste in your mouth probably be good for you.
Everybody has parasites. Some of them are just microscopic.
Right.
And that's like penicillin with pigs. It's the same penicillin. It's not different penicillin.
Right.
That shot that they give them pigs for that different shit. I've seen them do it, but I don't really know that. I don't really know. It was some kind of penicillin, but it's just penicillin.
I'll tell you what.
That's all it is. Just straight up penicillin.
Quinine, and zinc. Those two right there.
Quercetin. Is that right? Quercetin.
Quercetin.
Yeah, I got it. I thought it was quercetin. You're supposed to take that with that zinc.
Yeah, you can take quercetin with it, yeah, but quercetin, I don't know. I don't know about that being a remedy or anything.
Is that what you mean?
No,
No, it's quercetin.
Okay.
QUERCETIN.
Yeah, you're sounding it out is what you're doing. You do like I do. You're sounding it out, but it's pronounced quercetin.
Quercetin. Well, I take quercetin, zinc, D3, and C every day like clockwork. That's why I have a little thing I do every morning.
Right.
Good job.
Yeah, my zinc comes with elderberry and something else.
I think
Vitamin C and echinacea.
you all need to make sure that you're taking your vitamin D3.
Yeah. D3 is a big deal.
D3 by itself is extremely powerful.
Yeah. And if you're outside all the time in the summer, you don't need it.
Well,
but if you're inside, then as soon as fall rolls around and you start going back inside, then you got to start taking it again.
Actually, the closer to the equator you live, the less problems you're going to have with vitamin D deficiency. And the further away from the equator, and it's because I don't know. I don't know all that shit.
Well, the number one demographic for skin cancer?
What?
Black people in northern climates.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And I was just floored when I heard that. I thought black people in northern climates.
Yep.
And it's something to do with it. Yep.
The darker your skin is, the harder it is for you to make your own vitamin D from the sun.
Right. And that whatever that does, that's an issue.
Yes.
With skin cancer with them people. And I had no idea when I first heard that. I was thinking like, Scandinavians, down in Bermuda or something. But they said no, it's black people in northern climates. I have watched guys give a whole presentation on it.
Wow.
How it's absorbed through your skin. And he said if you're outside all the time in the summer, he said that tan you're getting, that's good for you. He goes, don't get it all at one time.
No.
Don't go out there and get fried. He goes, that's painful. But he said this guy was talking about how, all these salves you put on to keep you from getting skin cancer.
Yeah.
He said, look at them. He goes, and he started naming them and pointing to them, and he'd read the name off. And of all of these, like they were regular ones that all over the store, Coppertone. I don't know, it might not have been that one, but ones like that. They're real common.
Well,
and look at this. This is cancer causing. Look at this. This is cancer causing. Look at this. This is cancer causing. He said, and you're putting it on your body when your skin is opened up the most in the warmth and the sun when you're sweating.
Right.
and it's just free entry right into your bloodstream.
Starting out, grow your beard out. Right where my beard should have been, that's where I got one of my precancer carcinomas cut out. I should have been wearing a beard, but I was working security, and I had to stay clean shaven.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wound up there, and they did a biopsy, and they said they got it all. So
Nice.
that's one of the reasons I wear a beard.
Yep. Not me. I wear it for cold weather.
I wear it for sun protection and all weather protection. All weather.
I wear mine because the ladies love to run their fingers through it.
That's
Babies
pretty much
like
it. Yeah.
Babies like it. Dude, I'm telling you right now, babies love freaking beards. They always want to grab it.
Right.
Yeah, but once they become toddlers, like they get afraid of beards. Like if they can't see your whole face, and like because they're looking for facial expressions and stuff, and it's kind of hard to tell when you're wearing a beard. Like my nephew, when he was like 3-4 years old, like he wouldn't come around me because the beard scared him. Yeah,
it's funny.
But yeah.
That's because you didn't look like him. That's why.
Well, little Abel, he's only like 3 months old, and nobody wears a beard except me in the winter. But nobody here wears a beard, and he just fucking stares at me.
Right.
I mean, just stares at me. He won't smile. He won't frown. He won't cry. He just looks at me. I don't know what to think of that. He's like, what the hell is that?
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. That's not a bad thing.
No, he's a good boy.
Eventually, they figure it out, and little kids, they want to start feeling your beard because you look different than everybody.
Stuff says never shave your baby buffaloes.
You could put sparkles in your beard if you want.
No, every time I've ever had sparkles in my beard, I've gotten my ass chewed.
You get your ass kicked.
Right.
You know, I avoid them sparkles. Them things should be outlawed.
Yeah, no shit. I think they are.
Beard glitter.
Rich man card.
I would have loved to see that glitter bomb go off that Aaron got in his mail that one time. That would have been so fucking funny.
Dude, anybody ever see?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, right. Who sent him the bag of dicks? Did anybody ever fess up to that?
I don't know.
I have no.
I think it was gummies, wasn't it? Like gummy bears.
Yeah, yeah.
But they were dicks, so it's a bag of dicks.
Right. Yeah.
And the bear ended up eating them with all that rice. And
Oh, yeah.
died from a blown up stomach.
We talked about. I bet he did too. That's the first thing I thought when I think of something. Wait a minute, I gotta hack my lung up. I gotta get back and cut. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
We had a lady that fed the birds. I remember this was years ago in the backyard. She had all these bird feeders set up and stuff. Well, all of a sudden, she had all these birds laying around her yard dead, all over the place. And then one of her friends was over there, and I didn't know. I'm not a bird guy. And the other lady was explaining to her how she goes, well, what's this? And she was telling her what each bird feed was. And she goes, well, that's just, rice, white rice. And she goes, well, what do you got rice out here for? Well, it's just, to fill up the feeders, and then I put their other mixed in with it. She said, that's killing all these birds. And she had a lot of, it was really odd, 5, 6, 7 birds a day were laying dead in her yard. And everybody's like, what the hell? Yeah, what's going on here? Well, here she was feeding them rice, and with their bird feed, well, they'd eat that rice and blow up in their stomach and it'd kill them. That's what this other lady said that's what this other lady said was happening.
That just explained a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, shit can't eat that. Rice has to be cooked. It'd kill us if we ate it like that.
Even when it's cooked, it's still it still expands in your stomach a lot of times.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not much of a white rice guy. I like wild rice a lot,
Me too.
but Bear says it rots real quick. You know.
I don't know. I've got black rice I've had for a long time. And it's like wild rice. It's long grain black rice.
Yeah, I like long grain wild rice as well. I could eat that literally. I could eat that as a side for every meal.
Fire in the bowl.
I just did that. We'll do it again though.
I'm more of a potato guy.
Fire in the potato.
Loves my potatoes.
I bought me a big bag of taters the other day.
Hell yeah.
I feel like making a big batch of mashed potatoes up for a couple of different meals and maybe make some home fries with the rest of them.
Do you ever make baked potatoes?
Yeah.
Not so often, a couple times a year.
I like them. I eat a lot of them.
That's sandwich food.
Yeah, I love baked potatoes.
I used to take baked potatoes to work with me, and I'd put whatever I wanted in them. Put a hot dog in it.
Yeah, anything you want.
Yep.
Should I make like 30 or 40 of them every year? About a bag or two. Set out there with like 2 rolls of aluminum foil. And you cook them I got really good. I'm a master tater baker.
Master tater?
Yeah, master tater baker. You know what it sounds like? So when you write it out, when you write it out, it looks like it too. People always laugh. But I just got into it one year, and then now so at camp, because it's colder out for that week, they're fine. You just leave them right in the tinfoil. You take them out of the tinfoil and put them right in a 5-gallon bucket.
Don't you just
every night? What?
Don't you just love a baked potato with chili and cheese on it?
Always. Yeah. Sometimes I'll take the baked potato and put it in the bowl, and then put a couple of scoops of chili on it.
Oh yeah.
Just eat the baked potato and chili.
Oh yeah.
Goes kind of with everything, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Russian
best book. One of the best books I've ever had in my life. When I was, I think when I was 17, my mom gave me this cookbook for Christmas, and it was just a small little cookbook, but it had like 250 different recipes for potatoes. There's so many different things you can do with potatoes.
Well,
nice.
The Russians, the Russian guys, they take the potato, hollow it out, and cook their eggs for breakfast in the morning in it like a bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
No, inside of a potato, family, like open it up when it's half baked, scoop it out.
Yeah, make what do they got? Potato skin boats.
Yes. Yeah, you could do that with skins, sure.
Some bacon and some cheddar and some onions and sour cream in them.
Skins are the best.
That's good eating there.
Yeah, the skins. You always eat the skins. They got tons of minerals in them.
Yep.
Vitamins.
Well, that's where all the nutrients is.
Yeah. I love potato skins.
I like frying.
You mash the potato and get all the skins into a pile, you know, and then you eat first and then eat the potato because you have to.
Right. Well, you deep fry the skin.
Yeah, that'd be good. Oh, I bet that'd be really good.
Tanya.
Oh, yeah.
Tanya, potatoes are for eating, not for electing.
Yes.
Right. Potato.
You're not supposed to elect a potato.
Well, we just kind of go for the easy, like I'll eat a baked potato, great chili on it, at least twice. A full baked potato cut in half and to mash it, break it with your fork, and then just about 2 scoops of chili and go over the whole thing, and I'll do that at least 2 times. So everything we eat to be easy, we want it easy, you know. And you take potatoes when they're baked, and you just put them in there in a 5-gallon bucket. Then you're gonna eat 4 or 6 of them, and put a grill on the top of the grill, cooking rack on the heating rack, and close the fucker up.
Who the hell ever thought of putting a freaking potato in the White House?
Been planning that for a while. I think there's been a lot of potatoes in the White House. You know, it goes all the way back to Bush 1, Clinton, Bush 2, and Obama. They're all the same thing. There's no difference between any of them.
Right.
They are literally the same thing.
Figurehead. This is the figurehead of the United States, and he's a potato. So y'all are going to have to get to like him.
Yeah. That's the best part of hunting this last weekend was that shit just all went away. You'd walk out of camp and you'd get about halfway across the field to turn to go into the woods, and it's just like it all disappeared. Right. It was all back. Everything was back to normal like it was supposed to be. You'd climb up, sit in that tree for 4 or 5, 6 hours straight, and it was just like everything was right with the world again for at least then.
Right.
You know,
well, that's the way I feel when I get out in the shop and working around the farm here.
Yeah. Yeah. I ever get forced into indoors, and that's going to be a problem. That's why I'm so worried about not getting, fucking everybody's like, why do you only eat between 6 and 8 o'clock? Because I don't want to get to be 400 pounds because I could do that really easy. But everything I do is physical, so I want to try to stay half-ass maneuverable,
Right.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous of the day when my knees do give out or a hip gives out or something, and I really can't go. It scares the hell out of me.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
And what makes it worse is it's a Chinese-owned potato.
What?
The potato in the White House is owned by the Chinese.
Yeah, yep. Guys, I've been really putting some thought into what's going on with these ships out there. China owns the port in California. They own the passage through Panama. They're not going to let those ships dock. And the reason is, it's not because there's not enough people in the port to unload them. It's basically because China's saying, your credit ain't no good with us no more. We're not accepting any more of your debt.
Yeah, well, I think
that happens.
China's collapsing. I think China's collapsing faster than we are.
Yep.
Financially, they're getting ruined. That Evergrande, when that went under, that was enormous.
I'm trying
they can't feed their people. See, that's the problem with China. They really can't feed their people. They really don't have the resources and the coal they don't have it.
Oh wow.
No,
yeah, that's why they almost have to expand because they simply can't. They can't feed their people. They literally can't even feed their people.
That's why they go to other countries and exploit their resources.
Exactly. CCP. You guys, there's going to be far, because it's 1 billion people in that country. There's going to be far more people fighting the CCP from within than there is in whatever war the CCP gets on the outside.
Right.
They're hated more on their side than we hate them as our enemy, like in trade wars and all that kind of shit.
I love the Chinese people. I just don't.
Yeah, the Chinese people fucking hate them. I mean, they fucking hate them, but they don't want. They want to tell you that. They don't want to mention all that part of it. They don't want to mention that they can't feed their people, that they're going under, that they're collapsing faster than we are, that their economy's going to shit, their housing markets are going to hell, their businesses are falling apart, everything's going to hell over there. But they won't tell. They don't want us to know that because then we don't have the boogeyman.
Right.
So they're using China like a boogeyman, like they used Russia for years. You know, you're just scared. They're just trying to scare us. They're scared. They're just trying to scare us with everything.
Well, you
Doesn't
remember
matter
when the
what
Chinese
they.
troops were on the border of India, up in the mountains, and they had that altercation, and they're like trying to expand the Chinese border into India and create roads where they could pass through India to get to the ocean. And India said, "We ain't having any of that." And they tried that in up in Tibet also. And all they did is India's like up there, you know, saying this is not happening. No, it wasn't Tibet. It was Nepal. Sorry, Nepal.
I don't know. I don't even know them areas.
They were trying to build a route to get to the ocean, and they wanted to run a highway right through Nepal and another one through India to get to the ocean because they're wanting to get another port. It's like, you know, like they already have Shanghai and other ports. What do they need that for? You know, but they were trying to put a strategic route. Well, that shows you how strong the Indian government is and how weak China is, because India stood their ground and the Chinese backed off.
Hey, welcome in, Muggy. Yeah, Don says India kicked the CCP's ass.
Yes.
Yeah, I think China's a fucking big scare tactic. Not that they aren't a problem, not that they aren't all that, whatever. But I don't think it's like they're saying. Nothing's fuck. They're lying about everything. I don't believe anything they say about anything. I don't give a fuck what it is.
Because the truth is not on their side.
Yeah, I hear it on that fucking CNN. You guys, I literally ignore it. I don't even have that crap on my TV. I won't. It makes me mad. Sometimes I got to watch clips to keep up with what's going on. Makes me mad to listen. Did you hear? You know that one that really makes me mad, and it's a joke, and it's actually a really good one, is that horse fucking paste meme they do about Alex Jones and Joe Rogan. They do on Alex Jones about. Okay, that's I like that one really well, but it's just like. It's that exact kind of shit that I just want to, you know, just oh fuck, I lose my temper.
Smack the living shit out of somebody. Absolutely.
Fuck yeah, it's like you people are retarded. You are fucking retarded.
I know.
You know, what does it matter whether ivermectin's fucking mixed with, you know, chalk and a little bit of apple flavor, or if it's put in a vial and shot in your arm? Either fuck you're getting it. It don't matter. One might be more efficient.
Tablet where you swallow it, right?
Yeah, or one might be a little more efficient, but over the long haul, you're going to get. I mean, I literally, if I was fucking really horribly, I would just grab that horse paste, squeeze a glob in my mouth, fucking swallow, put the cap on, and put it back on the fucking nightstand.
Well, the thing of it is, somebody like Pfizer or Johnson and Johnson or somebody like that, they could have got on the bandwagon and said, you know what, let's start making ivermectin for everybody. And got it. I mean, it did win a Nobel Medical Prize.
Yeah, they said it really works good.
It's
for viral too.
They could have made it for human consumption, for human use, and put it over the counter. They could have, and they would have made millions.
Yeah, well, both that and hydrochloric will be the count. Yeah, one doctor said in his practice, more people have went to the emergency room or seeked medical attention taking, I can't remember, like Tylenol, than he has had seek attention taking this. If I remember, it was hydrochloric when he was talking about.
It is for human use battery.
2 and 12.
It is for human use battery. It is.
Sure it is. Ivermectin is a really good antiviral. It's really good.
The only issue is the dosages for large animals is different than it is for humans.
Well, it's still by body weight.
Yeah, you just go by body weight.
Right.
So if it's an 800-pound horse takes, you know, a teaspoonful, then you take 3/4 of a tablespoon, or a tablespoonful. You take 3/4 of a teaspoonful. because you only weigh 200. You just, I wouldn't worry about getting it down to the fucking pound or the milligram. I would just get, hey, I got to have I'm 6'2", 220 pounds. I need a big squeeze.
Well, it will purge your guts. It will. You will get the shits.
That's okay though.
That's
I think everybody probably needs that.
Because they're all full of shit.
Well, in both senses of the word, some people. But I mean, everybody could probably use their guts cleaned out every now and then, maybe once a month or something.
Try to take it on a day when you got a toilet close to you.
Right. There's nothing else to do.
Make sure you got some ass wipe.
Yeah, plenty of toilet paper.
It's not the day you want to run out.
Okay, no, I didn't know that.
Go down and get a box of Depends before you take it.
Yeah, you don't want to do it like when you're going to sit out in the street. Right. Right. You don't want to take it when you're going to be sitting in the tree stand
No, I don't even drink coffee in the morning because of that. I know this. Hey, you guys, excuse me. If you're easily offended, then turn your speaker down. But, I remember when I was like in my 20s and 30s, I'd be running these same ridges I'm hunting right now, and I'd actually be going up in the morning thinking, God, I gotta go to the bathroom, and I would think in my head, no, I'll just wait. I'm going to go down for lunch at noon. I'll just wait and go then. And that's what I do. And then lately, the last few years, it's like if I'm just driving around on the road up there and I get the slightest twinge that I might have to go to the bathroom, I turn my truck right around because a lot of times I barely make it in there,
Right.
Yeah, things are different now than they were back then. I remember that.
Sitting on a toilet seat in a truck stop that says Vato Loco on the toilet seat.
What's that mean?
Crazy life.
Oh, really?
Or something like that, I guess. But I just see that. Public restrooms, I mean, I see that everywhere. They carve it in the freaking toilet seats. They carve the stupidest stuff in the toilet seats in these public restrooms like that.
I've seen some shit on the walls, really big. I've seen them destroyed too. Yeah, I've seen them.
Big time.
Yeah, get out of the interstates, and you're running from one state to another state. You got to pull in for gas, and you go into especially them ones with the big lots for all the trucks to set in overnight.
Yeah,
especially them with a lot of them have a store and a gas station and a restaurant and everything all in one truck stop. Do you remember the old truck stops?
Yeah, we still got a bunch of them around here. TAs and all that stuff. Yeah,
I miss those. I miss those. We used to have them right here. We used to have a major truck stop within probably 8 miles of my house.
One thing you'll always find that's always good in the old truck stops, there will be good coffee and good chili.
Yeah.
You'll always get a good bowl of chili.
And good breakfasts.
Really good breakfast.
And desserts. I remember stopping at a couple of Love's brand truck stops over the years, and they were selling like pie or cake by the slice, and it was all made in house. Old ladies working, back in the bakery part of the kitchen. It was always good eating.
Yeah. That's kind of how this one was here. Most of their food site made it all on site. I knew the family that ran the people out here that ran it, the old, whatever their name was. I kind of knew them, real well. I knew a couple of kids, but bumped into a couple of kids.
Between $5 and $7 for a shower, and they give you a towel and soap and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And they have like air conditioning and heating systems out by your truck that you can, rent out for however long you need, and they hook right up to your window, so you don't have to run your engine to keep warm during the wintertime, shit like that.
Nice. Yeah, I got a buddy that runs over the road. He said he's had his truck run for like 2.5, 3 months at a time, never shut off, except for maintenance.
Right.
Basically, yeah, it just ran.
Yep.
Oh.
This is my stepdad. He would. I'd be like, "You gonna shut off the engine?" He goes, "No, it doesn't use that much fuel when it's sitting idle."
Say that don't hurt them almost at all. It doesn't hurt them.
No.
Well,
There's no wear.
pilot truck stops they bought out Flying J.
That was just what I was going to say. Well, around here, because Pilot's huge and they were part of the Speedway family for a while, where I worked at, the Pilot guy, like the head CEO guy, was like the owner of the Cleveland Browns for a while. And this huge scandal broke out about how Pilot and Flying J were overcharging like thousands and thousands of their customers that had fleet accounts with them and stuff. And that wouldn't, word got out about it. They got caught destroying a bunch of evidence and records and stuff. It was a huge scandal.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't frequent Pilot at all, because as far as I know, they're just stealing from you.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Randy Lerner, I think the guy's name was.
Well, the old man.
He used to own the Tennessee Titans, and he bought the Cleveland Browns.
The old man that started Flying J, he died, and the kids took it over and they ran it into the ground, and so Pilot came along and bought them out. They still call a lot of them Flying J, but they're all Pilot now.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah, they were in the corporate family with Speedway and Marathon, which was the parent company of all of them. And then we bought out, Marathon bought out all of the East Coast Hess stations. And then they sold everything like 3 or 4 years ago to 7-Eleven. So 7-Eleven owns all that stuff now.
Oh my God. Yeah. So it's all Venezuelan owned.
No, that was Citgo.
Well, that's what around here all the 7-Elevens have Cisco stations up.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's who did the gas.
Yeah, 7-Eleven is kind of like just a private entity around here. You don't see 7-Eleven gas stations. You only see the convenience stores.
It's all franchised and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're all quickie Arab marts with social machines.
Yep. They won't hire anybody unless they got they know Farsi or some shit.
Is it cold over there, Will?
7-Eleven's owned by Japanese down south.
Yeah, anybody here got any Quick Stars or Quick Trips around them?
We got Quick Trips.
Yeah, Quick Trip. That whoever come up with that business model was something else, boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. And they're doing great around here.
Yeah. Well, shit, they own the whole chain, you know. They don't just do the gas station. They own the chickens on the farms. They own the beef. It's unreal.
Right. The kitchens and put the sandwiches together, the whole 9 yards. Yeah.
Yeah, the bakeries, everything. They own it all. It's like, holy shit. You know, and they're just, that's why you go there. Milk's $1 a gallon cheaper. Around here, milk is $1 a gallon cheaper at Quick Trip.
Really? I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, around here, it's just, I go there for eggs, all that kind of stuff all the time.
Oh, wow.
And then they have a really good meat in there too. We just found it out hunting, a few years back, not being totally prepared. You're in Quick Trip. Well, get a couple of these, couple of them, and then,
around here, they put pizza kitchens and deli kitchens in the damn thing.
Oh yeah, they got them here too. They got those here too. But I also buy the meat like out of the meat cooler. Not regularly. Normally I have it with me, but if I need something, I don't think nothing of buying it at Quick Trip. And you know what? It's comparably priced to whatever your grocery store. Sometimes less.
Oh man, you just said the magic word, Iowa 80. That is the best.
Mhm. Yep. We stopped there once in Boy Scouts. We were heading to a week-long conference at Iowa State University, and we stopped there. We were there for over an hour, just eating and looking at everything. That place is cool as hell.
I
Huge.
think it's the biggest truck stop in America.
It is.
Fire in the motherfucking bowl.
Alrighty. No goat tonight. He's taking a break.
All right. Yeah, it's getting annoying. He won't. He used to be just a 1 or 2 stream goat. Now he's like annoying. Now he just keeps on screaming. It's like, what the? Shut up.
Excuse me.
Oh, yeah. Brought to you by Sun's Really Distant Farm.
Well, I mean, I could play that clip for its entire length. It's a 10-hour clip. That's how you want to piss off your neighbors. 10 straight hours of screaming goat.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay. Don T dug into the details. Spark a ball, fire in the bowl. Oh, yeah. I'm okay. There's
Well, they don't want to call them truck stops anymore. They want to call them travel centers because they want more than just trucks going in there, I guess. Like Jubits over in Portland.
Yeah, Battery was just talking about that.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now, you always know you're going to end up at a good truck stop if it has a Waffle House.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah. There you go.
We have
Around
no
here, that's a
Waffle
thing.
Houses out west. There's no Waffle Houses out here.
There's one in Indiana that had a Waffle House and a Popeye's chicken. Oh, man. I was in heaven. I was like,
Dude, there was one of the highway exchanges around me used to have a Waffle House with it was a Gastown gas station, which became Speedway. And then right across the street from it was a Howard Johnson restaurant and hotel.
I remember the old
Oh, wow.
Hojos. Yeah,
The old Hojo.
yeah. We used to get drunker than hell in those Hojos.
Hey, Huckleberry.
Oh,
how you
yeah.
doing?
Yeah, they had the endless cup of coffee. But he's waiting for the Waffle House.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
IHOP. We have International House of Pancakes, but no Waffle House.
Yeah, well, I don't know if either of them are around here.
Yeah.
Well, IHOP. There's actually a company. I don't know if you remember this, Wiz. Over in Germany, there was a company called Der Wienerwald in Germany, and that turned out to be a subsidiary of IHOP. So it's IHOP owned it. Yeah, Der Wienerwald in Germany.
Yeah, I never hit any of the cities. I was always, friend of the Gast House. You know what I'm saying?
That was
Always
the local. That was the local guest house in
Gast
the
House.
town I was in. Yeah, it was owned by Der Wienerwald, and we used to go there. We'd get the Vienna chicken and Weizenbier and stuff, and hang out.
Hey, there's my Huckleberry. What's up? But yeah, no, I didn't. I don't know. I never even I never even realized that. I never looked at the names. I just always walked in and met the people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
All right. Hang on a second, battery. I'll take care of it.
See you in the morning.
All right.
No, I'll let him out a little bit. Come here. But yeah, no. Randy's headed out. Oh,
Night, Randy.
oh, Carpenter, you hit the wrong button.
All right, battery. Try posting it one more time.
It's called. Can you do a dirty one? You feel like a mids?
What is the mids?
It's mistype mods. Oh, right. You can't chat while on panel, right? With your phone,
Neither can I.
right? But yeah, Uncle Barry, what you doing? You feeding your squirrel lots of garlic?
Garlic.
Squirrels eat garlic?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Is like I was thinking, feed it lots of onions and garlic.
I don't think that's a natural food for squirrels.
Right?
That's also- okay. Cuba's truck stop. They have concerts every once in a while, but they're famous to the truckers as a place where you can get a hooker. They come up and knock on your door.
Yeah, lot lizards. You find those things
Yep.
everywhere.
I was trying to think of the name. Thanks.
We got
Well,
regular gas stations around here that are like that.
There's a TA truck stop in Albuquerque that's like that.
Right.
They don't go to the other ones around here, just Cuba's.
How about you, driver? You looking for some commercial company?
Of course, there's always the one south
Support
of
the local economy.
There's a couple truck stops just south of the strip in Vegas.
Great. I forgot what I came out here for.
They're famous for that too.
Oh, no, I know. I went through a doorway and forgot what I came for.
Sure.
Has nothing to do with old age. When I was a kid, too.
Sometimes they'll give you a freebie if you let them use the CB, for a while, so they can do some advertising.
I never messed with any
The cops.
lizards.
The cops monitor the CB.
I wouldn't let one of them things in my truck
No.
unless I had a
never
bug
did.
bomb with me for afterwards.
Right.
Yeah, they're pretty skanky around here.
Like you put a little sign in your window after you leave saying, "Do not enter cab for at least 3 or 4 hours."
It's being bug bombed.
It's
What's
being
up,
deloused. Don
Come
says
say
he's got
hi.
more hookers in Vegas than Carter Community River tolls.
Yeah, his brother has beer.
I think it's funny. My dog got the first deer of the season.
He's a better hunter.
He's a badass. Yes, yes. He's just a badass.
Did it without a
The worst truck stop I ever was in West.
West Elk.
It's on the other side of Tennessee, West Memphis. There's a truck stop in West Memphis. Oh my gosh, man, it's crawling with hookers.
Oh yeah, well you don't want to go there anyway.
I've never been to Memphis, but I've heard bad things about Memphis.
Oh, we had one of our drivers, actually quite a few of our drivers, get stabbed there in the parking lot.
Yeah, that'll be quick.
Yeah, you show up there, you better damn sure have some kind of way to protect yourself.
Well, you just don't go there. That's what you do.
Exactly.
You just don't go there. You head out. You either plan to stop ahead of time, or you know.
Well,
I'm telling you, man. Any of the big cities and stuff like that, I never stopped at those.
Just
You know?
one of them comes up to the door and knocks on the window. Roll down the window, hit it with bear spray.
Now you hit 80 and you go across. There's the King truck stop. Well, this is in Montana. No, Wyoming. That's a big truck stop up in Wyoming before you hit the mountains.
Little America.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool. That was they had all the Indians. They had a whole shop of nothing but like a miner's Indian store kind of stuff.
That sounds like Wind River Reservation.
Yeah,
Well, that's a Little America.
America's pretty good. It's amazing to have such a big place like that one in a state that only has 500,000 people.
There's another Little America in Flagstaff too. Flagstaff, Arizona.
That one I don't know about.
Yeah, Don says Little America is very nice, clean and no hookers.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
I know they got some hell of a pie up there.
I wouldn't say no hookers. There's no guarantee you're not going to have hookers. They're probably just sneakier.
Served by a swarm of worker hookers.
Real bad place I went to was Gallup, New Mexico. That was the other one, the Love's Truck Stop in Gallup. I mean, I would get swarmed by panhandlers.
Right.
That's like downtown Cleveland, anywhere you go. Nothing but panhandlers.
I mean, I had a couple of drunks jump on the back of my trailer while I was trying to pull out of that parking lot.
As panhandlers in downtown Seattle ask for cigarettes. Every one of them asks for cigarettes.
Yeah. Because they spend most of their that's usually at nighttime. Around in the daytime, they'll ask for money so they can get their crack for the day.
Plus, that's
It was nighttime. It's after we took a tour of the underground.
Yeah, Carpenter. Some of them are chameleons. Yeah, right. Yeah, I could just, I've never done that thing, but I could just hear the questions now. Now you are a woman, right? Biologically. Right.
I remember I watched an episode of Cops once, probably about 6 or 7 years ago, and it was down somewhere outside of Phoenix. This cop's patrolling this like secondary road in a fairly big suburb, and he pulls over this guy who he saw pick up, a woman off the road. And the cop has dealt with this woman very many times, and he knew what was up. And he stops this guy. He's asking him. He's from out of state. He's asking all kinds of questions. He's like, "Yeah, so do you realize that nice young lady that you just picked up? She ain't no lady, and I don't mean that she's not classy. It's like, the biology downstairs is not, a female."
Right. Yeah.
The guy's eyes lit up wide open. He's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, that's a cross-dresser, brother."
Is that a normal price? That seems low. I was gonna say, if I I use coupon.
Is that like the VIP section of Groupon?
Right, it's that club card.
Man.
Hey, I want to change the topic for just a second. I got a question for Wiz. I dropped out last night before I could hear what Kay had to say. What was her big news?
She's found out she's about 6 months pregnant.
Oh, okay. I thought she had a kick-ass job or something.
No, she's got a kick in the ass is what she got.
Yeah, reality.
Yeah, and it's the guy that was mean to her, something, treated her like a slave and a prisoner.
Yeah. Okay.
And she thinks it might be twins.
Oh,
yeah, she thinks it might be twins.
Let's take the
that's
test.
a life changer there.
Yeah,
that's what she did.
Get positive on both. Huh?
Anyway, back to hookers.
Well, she was supposed to be going for an ultrasound here soon to find out more.
Oh, yeah.
I get one of those plastic refillables. Oh my god!
That's what we should do. We should pull together a little bit of money and get Zach a blow up doll.
Yeah, poor guy. Yeah.
If Zach ever goes that route, man, don't go for anything less than $400. Save yourself a lot of hassle. Go for some class.
Oh my lord. Right. Yeah. I told her last night, I was like, I hate to sound like a dad, but maybe it's time you get your shit together and stop acting like you're fucking 16 years old. You know? And when you've been living the hard life and running around acting stupid for the last several years, you need to just learn your lessons, and you've learned a whole lot of what not to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't do that. You know.
Yeah, my mom claims that she quit smoking while she was pregnant with me. And then I got talking with my dad, and he said, "Where did you hear that?" I said, "Mom told me." And he's like, No, she did not quit. She smoked the whole time.
My mother started when she was pregnant with me.
Oh shit.
My mom was doing PCP and weed and probably a few other things, drinking and smoking when she was pregnant with me up until probably about the end of the first trimester, and then she cleaned up.
Yeah.
She quit drinking. That was the turning point for her with her drinking. It's not that she didn't drink a huge lot. Her body and her metabolism couldn't handle alcohol. Like 1 or 2 drinks was like drinking a 12-pack for her. So
Right.
she quit drinking, and she hasn't really drank since then. So she's been sober for over 40 years.
My back's been killing me. I've been drinking this stuff now.
I've seen fetal alcohol syndrome, and that's not good.
Yeah, same here. One of my customers did that to one of her kids.
Sometimes they drink and it never happens, but A lot of times it does, and it's not good.
Well, my wife quit drinking and smoking cigarettes when she got pregnant with the kids. So
I knew a couple.
we didn't
They were-
stop smoking weed, though.
I knew a couple we always partied with, and the last time I saw them, the woman was pregnant, and she was at the bar drinking with everybody else. She's had 3 miscarriages, and yet she's out there drinking.
I can't help it.
Yeah, this customer of mine that has the fetal alcohol kid, she got 2 other kids, I believe, and she finally got a reality check when she got busted probably about 3 or 4 years ago.
It's pretty good.
My city police department found her passed out, drunk in the car with her kids in the car with her at the public library. Engine was on, no brake set. You know, they could have just went right on into the building or into some trees with her 3 kids in the car with her. Yeah. And since I've seen her, she's
Turmeric with milk.
completely
Oh,
sober.
Wow. Right.
I'm actually drinking beer tonight.
drinking milk.
It's the
I'm
first
drinking
beer
milk.
I've drank since 4th of July weekend down at your place, Wiz. I haven't had a beer in that long.
I'm drinking
really?
milk. Drinking milk, but not straight.
I still got that dogfish beer you left here, too.
Oh, you go ahead and drink it or use it, whatever you want.
No, I don't drink beer.
Use it to cook with.
Right. That's what I was.
Yeah,
That's
that
what
would
I
be a
was
good
doing.
cooking beer. Even if you're just like making a pot of like beer broths.
Well, I
soak
marinate
them
the
in some
chicken.
beer and-
I marinate the chicken with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that a lot. And up here, basted, I should say, basted.
Yeah.
With the.
I used to take brats and pierce them each brat 50 times with a fork, and then throw them in some beer for 2 or 3 hours to get them all marinated and soaked, and then I throw them on the grill and do them real slow, and then 2 or 3 times I take them, put them back in the pot to soak up some more beer. All those are so good.
Dang, man.
Hey, Phil,
Right.
your mic is chirping again.
Yeah. I noticed that for quite a while.
I'm just gonna go ahead and mute you for when you speak. Just unmute yourself. Okay. Oh, okay. There you go. Rock on. But yeah, is that better? Yeah. Nah, just keep praying for her. God bless her soul. It's just kind of like you know what's gonna happen. Oh yeah, beer and butter. No, okay.
And I'll baste hamburgers in beer too sometimes. And when I say baste, I just take my bottle and pour a little bit on top of the burger.
Yeah, I'll do pork steaks with it too. Basically, with the beer, keep them wet with the beer till they're cooked, and then when I go to finish them,
We always did pork. Any kind of marinated was usually Italian salad dressing. Pork
Yeah.
and chicken.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll marinate it the night before. I'll put it in the bag. I'll put it in a gallon baggie and with Italian dressing.
Yep.
The night before, and then I'll beer baste them when they're on the
Now,
grill.
my dad,
Once they dry up.
my father, he liked to do if he was making steak, any kind of beef, he would marinate it in fucking soy sauce.
Really?
Yeah,
Sounds-
it made the shit just way too salty. It was like, whoa.
Yeah, it will. You have to use the low salt soy sauce.
And he loved him, my dad, my mom, and my sister loved cheese fondue. And they would, put beer in the cheese and, use a fondue pot and the fondue sticks and, dip bread and shit in it and everything. I never got into that.
There was some good ones. I actually did it a couple times, but yeah, I was doing the chili and the cheese and oh yeah. And there was the white ones with the cream cheese. The white ones with the cream cheese and sour cream or something like that. Oh, that was. But
Yeah, this Rolling Rock is about a year old and sitting in my fridge for a year. It's not that bad. A little flat, not too bad.
right, Don. That's 6 months, man. That's yeah. How do you know? Yeah, didn't you miss your period? Sorry, I just had to say that. It's like,
Well, that is the thing. There's some women out there that if they have a long history of drug and alcohol abuse, it throws their periods off, where sometimes they'll go months and months without a period. My sister dealt with that for a while. Maybe the baby is a midget. Skull, come on.
yeah, that was one of the things she's worried about because she's been on a drunk for quite a while.
I don't know how old she is. I don't ask ladies their age.
Yeah. If I had to guess, I'd guess early 30s.
Be my guest too. Yeah.
But yeah,
You ever seen a turnip?
fire in the bowl.
That's pretty big turnip.
Look at the size of that bastard.
I bet it's hot.
Yeah,
The bigger they
Holy
grow,
shit.
usually the hotter they get.
I like them better. That's a big monster. Big old long root in it.
There you go.
Is that a turnip?
Yeah.
Do you eat the greens?
No, I'm not going to eat the greens on it.
I can't stand it. I like the turnips.
I'm not eating the greens. I threw them in the garbage.
Beet greens I'll eat.
Oh, me too. And
Take spinach.
my kohlrabi that I grew, it's just like collard greens. It is just like it. I love this kohlrabi. It's so good.
Wow.
Now, the thing I want most really in my garden next year, I want root vegetables. So I got tons of seeds for turnips and, primarily I want parsnips. I discovered parsnips a couple years ago. I love them.
Yep.
Really?
Parsnips, and try turnips one of these times.
Yeah, and I got a lot of rutabaga seeds too.
No, but check it out. I barbecue my turnip. I cut them in slabs. Try it barbecued. You're going to be amazed. Barbecue sauce. It's a whole new world.
I plan on harvesting the first dandelions I see.
Kernel on deck.
Salute.
Why would you harvest dandelion weeds?
People make wine out of
They're
them
edible.
or eat the greens. But the thing is, don't pick them from anywhere near your, like in your front lawn by the road, because they're going to have all the, the exhaust emissions and everything.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I
pick
don't
them
have a
from
yard in front.
I'd go at least 50 feet away from the road.
The taproot they suck up the magnesium out of the ground.
Yep.
And
Calcium.
yep, and they'll give you a liver cleanse. If you want to do a liver cleanse, eat dandelion greens and the roots.
Oh, you know what time it is?
Salad and a tea.
It's almost goat time.
Time for pie.
The tea,
From the flour.
yeah, okay, but the roots, if you take and roast the roots, just roast them, you can grind them up just like ground coffee, and they taste almost like.
Same thing with chicory. It tastes even better. It makes
It's
better
a lot
coffee
like
than dandelions too.
Yeah. In the jail, they used chicory for coffee. The guards had coffee. They gave it chicory. Huh?
Nothing wrong with that. Chicory's good for you.
It tasted good.
It's a bark, is all it is. It's chicory bark.
Blueberry pie.
Yeah, you could do it like a chicory and cinnamon. That's really good together too. Usually they just add chicory to coffee to stretch. It stretches the coffee out, makes it go further.
That was one of the things at one of the Boy Scout camps that I used to frequent. The camp staff grew hickory in a pasture on the camp property, and they grew it specifically to make their own coffee for the staff. And they would always, the staff also had a moonshine still buried deep in the woods of the camp. And they were always putting fucking moonshine in with chicory to spice up their coffee. At my Boy Scout camp, we had a field full of weed.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, Bill. Oh, weed.
Yep, they had a little, an abandoned pasture, because parts of the camp were, the properties were added, piecemeal year by year from like old farms in the area that sold out that were adjacent. They just kept adding on to it. And there was like scattered like old orchards and fields, throughout the entire property. And we found one that was about, maybe 3 or 4 acres. And yeah, they started planting dope back there, and all the dope had just went to the staff of the camp and to, other Boy Scout troops that would, come up to the camp during the year and everything. So we'd help each other out like brothers should.
Of course.
So have you ever had thistle root? Thistle root's just like a carrot almost.
I never thought of eating thistle.
Yeah, the root is entirely edible. And actually the stalks are edible, but you have to peel them because they're all got stickers all over in them.
They that milk that they bleed out?
What?
That's also antiseptic.
No, they don't have that milk like a milkweed does. No.
Oh, okay. Well, they kind of blend together here.
Yeah, milkweed, I forget what that use is for. You said it's an antiseptic?
They also use the milkweed sap as a cheap alternative for glue, and adhesives.
It is sticky.
The actual silky part, like when they go to seed, when they have the pods in the fall. Actually, during World War II, there was a government program that got kids across the country to go collect and all those pods because they would use the silk to actually make parachutes.
Oh, wow.
I gotta go.
All
Gotta
right.
go.
Hey, have a good one, dude.
You guys,
Doing well, Patriot.
See ya, battery.
And then my favorite plant of anything as far as edible plant goes is cattails.
Okay, what do you eat? The shoots or what?
I've had the shoots before, for salads. I love the tubers. That's my favorite part because they're just like a fucking potato. You can cook them in different ways, like 4 or 5 different ways, just as you would, a regular potato.
Yeah, that's right.
And I've never done it before, but when the heads go to seed, you can collect the pollen from the plants and use it as flour. You could bake with it.
I'll be
Oh,
done.
really? From
Yeah,
dandelions?
you have to get from cattails.
Oh, cattails. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can grind the heads up in the flour. Yeah, I heard about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
We don't have too much for cattails here. They are up here.
Yeah.
We have a lot of bulrush, and you can eat bulrush shoots.
Well, I don't know what that is.
It's a grass. It looks kind of like cattails. It's got this fuzzy head on the top of it. It's not like a cattail, and it doesn't have that hot dog shaped thing, but they have the. And the other thing about the cattails, a guy was showing how he stuffed a jacket and made a jacket and used the down from it because there's a lot of down from one cattail.
Yep.
It'll keep you warm.
Right. Wow. Hey, Don. Yeah, I'm completely jealous. Yeah. Yeah. I'm completely jealous about that Jeep he's got. That thing is so badass.
We need pictures. We need a adventure dude video of you tooling
I
around
know,
with
right?
everything.
I want to see him crawling the berm around his property. Yeah, I want to see that video. Yeah. Dash cam that, motherfucker. That's right.
Yeah, set up a tripod with a camera on it or something.
I just put it on the windshield.
You can do that, but
Yeah.
watch him going over whoop-de-doos and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Now, you know what? I actually ordered one of those cameras that go on your rearview mirror, so you could actually have it on you, or you could flip it around and do the. I was thinking about doing a drive stream kind of thing before I realized the internet was bullshit either. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's not consistent. You can't drive down the road and get consistent connection, even for a cell phone. You get down in the valleys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You get down to the river, it's all dead zone down there. Yeah. But yeah, I never got it. I ordered it, never got it. They gave me my money back.
Well, that sucks.
Right. And GoPro in them. Oh, there you go. Oh man. Yeah. No, like I said, I got that Jeep Laredo here. Cherokee Laredo. And it's got more on it than I want as far as all that convenient stuff inside. So but I'm not worried about that. I would just want to get that thing, bigger tires and push bar front rack, and I want to also put on a winching bumper on the back. so I can hook up, with the tow package kind of deal. I'm sure you got. But I want to turn it into a property mule. I can't get it legal. It won't, because the title's a salvage title kind of thing. They won't let you get it plated. So turn it into a toy. So I drive around the property. Turn it into a property mule. Pull trees down, dragging trees and shit like that. Hell yeah. Just remounted the winch. Yeah. But I want to put that stuff that's up against a tree or against the hillside, and then use that winch and pull trees down with it.
Damn, Colonel Shaw.
Yeah, gas prices in Europe right now are insane.
Wow.
Oh wow! So how much is it over there now?
If you work out the conversion between gallons and liters, they're paying probably the equivalent of $3 or $4 more per liter than we are over here.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and like Don says, it's all sourced from Russia.
$7-8 a gallon.
Yeah, but it's been like that for years. But they're really raping people now.
Maybe an e-bike or something.
I'm going to hydrogen conversion. That's what I'm going to end up doing if it goes for too long.
Or one of those little electric cars. 10 and $12 a gallon. Whoa.
Yeah, that's rape.
Yeah. Wow. That's ridiculous.
That makes me appreciate Colonel's road streams a lot more.
Yeah. Really. Honestly. Yeah. Madness. It's just crazy.
Yeah, Biden's probably the reason it's high in Netherlands.
Yeah, because of Burisma. I'm sure they had a part of it.
Yep. Which isn't that like Obama's brainchild was Burisma?
I don't know about him, but I know that there was, that big scandal about Hunter being tied up with.
True.
Yeah.
Yep.
Obama, his thing was some kind of solar company. I can't remember the name of it. That went defunct.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, and the car company, the electric car company, Fisker.
Yeah.
Okay, those were both his brainchilds.
Yeah.
They both went bankrupt, and then all of a sudden, none of the panels ever got sold on the market. None of the equipment from the factory ever got sold back to the market. It all just disappeared, went underground.
I remember
The
their
cars that
electric
they made.
cars, that Fisker thing. The initial production facility, they bought that with taxpayer money, and it was basically an old Saturn plant down in Tennessee. That there was a bunch of shenanigans that went on with that. It was all fucking garbage.
Made a badass car, and was it was better than what Tesla is putting out. Even then, its range was better, all that stuff. But all of a sudden, they just went tits up and disappeared. All the cars were never sold. None of the equipment, the factory with the equipment for building them, all that just went away. There was rumors that it all went underground. Down to the bunker life city.
Oh my, look at the time. I think I gotta go.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably going to be another 15 minutes. Fire in the bolt. Ugh. Hey, there's Apex. Get your ass up here, Apex. Push the button. She ain't never going to let that squirrel go.
It's really too late to. It's
I
imprinted.
know.
on her.
I thought.
And it
telling
would
her.
not survive the winter because it hasn't started foraging and making nut caches and stuff like that. It would be a death sentence to put that thing, on its own now. So enjoy your new pet for the next couple of years.
Or let one of us eat it.
Oh, and hey, Lisa's in the chat. She says, Wild Bill always leaves whenever I come in.
Oh, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving because of you. I didn't even know you were here. Jeez.
See how you are, Bill?
I have to go though. I really do. But if she comes up on the stream, maybe I'll stick around for a minute.
Yeah, I ain't going to be up too much longer, maybe another 15 minutes.
Yeah, I really got to get up early.
I got to start a load of laundry and make something to eat real quick.
Yeah, we'll call it early tonight. Just it'll be fine. It's Tuesday night, right? Or yeah.
Otherwise, if I don't go to sleep on time, I wind up having to take an old people nap.
That's fine. Oh man.
You geezer.
Right, damn geezers.
Hey, you're more of a geezer than me. You're the one with all the grandkids and stuff.
I had an early start.
Well,
Yeah. Yep, I had an early start at that. I had my first kid when I was 20. And by the time I was 25, we had 8.
did you hear that? Colonel Shaw called us wankers.
Wankers. Why do you call us wankers? What do we do?
Oh, because we're shutting down right when we got 15 more minutes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, because we got to get.
But it's in the middle of the week, so why are you up this late? You got to, yeah.
Early. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Oh,
So,
Jason just popped in. What's up, Jason?
what's up, Jason? See, Apex, you're needed. You need to get up here and do your job.
Take over for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise the stream's going to have to stop if he doesn't come up here.
Yeah, it's going to be all your fault.
Yep. Look at all the people in the chat. I mean, all because
That's how you break that depression is you get into hanging with your friends. Have a blast. Talk about some shit that ain't depressing. Now, battery, that's just somebody holding you down. That's all.
I think Battery needs somebody to send him some strippers. That'll take care of that.
I don't think his wife would approve.
Uh-oh. Don's coming up. What's up, Don?
I'm sorry, my wife wouldn't approve of what?
Strippers?
Oh, not you. Battery.
Battery.
Okay.
Not you, Don.
So I was going to tell Apex, it's time for you to bring the attitude up here. That just focus on. Let's see, what's the word I'm looking for? Channel the bovine moo, bitch.
Come on.
Channel the moo. Anyway.
So, how do hookers work?
They don't come with instruction manuals, I'll tell you that much.
No, none of that shit does.
No, but the learning's fun there now, ain't it? Right?
Maybe Apex needs some strippers.
You just poke something and see how it reacts. Literally, poke it, see what happens.
A nice woman for Apex?
He does live in Indiana. It's slim pickings out there.
Well, there's some Amish girls out there.
They got a bunch of nice girls in Indiana.
Yeah,
he knows a bunch of nice girls.
Get that ass up, moving around, get your brain working, get out of that rut. Come on, man.
Good, man. I get it every year in October. It's seasonal depression bullshit.
Okay, well then
motherfucker.
avoid it. Hang with your friends,
I wish. Well, I can't. You know what sucks is that I love October, but I always get it during this time of year.
You know what? Colonel's offering large-breasted Dutch girls.
Oh,
that offer's not going to be around all day, so you might want to get on that.
Gotta behave though,
Dutch girls
otherwise
for the win,
upside
baby.
you in the
I'm
head
telling
with
you.
the fucking wooden shoe.
You know, I think
with the wooden shoes.
Call.
Right.
When they kick those wooden shoes off, they conk you out.
Yeah.
Yep.
If it hits you in the head.
Hey,
y'all might not
press the Dutch girls, baby.
Yeah.
I think you need a female companionship.
Do they really have big boobs?
I tell you what, the German farm girls now, I tell you what, you get home, you ain't doing shit. You ain't even taking off your own shoes.
This is true.
You get home
One thing
from work.
I noticed about the Dutch is they're all tall.
That's good.
Chicks are tall.
That's good.
Tall people. I'm short little fuck, and I got wrapped up in a small elevator with a bunch of Dutch guys. They're all like 7 foot, 8 foot tall. Even the chick, the secretary, was like 6 foot tall. Big girl, nice, big blonde, just
long legs.
I'll tell you what.
Long legs, but big girl.
They wrap around.
I like a meaty girl. Anyway, I'll shut up now.
I started getting lessons last night. There's this app called Duolingo, and I started learning Dutch last night.
Cool.
So there's that.
I can speak double Dutch.
Yeah.
Not so many homos as women are desperate for real men. Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right, especially in Europe. There's a need for some real, testosterone leadership there.
Colonel Shaw, if you're there with all those Dutch, I'm wondering if you can understand double Dutch.
The way to do a language is real simple: immersion. It's the only way to do it. Okay, the little bit of Dutch and Italian that I got was from being there. The Italian that I got and the Japanese that I got was from literally living there. Absolutely, 100%. The only way, if you could get a little help on the side, like the company that I was with at the time when I was in Japan said, immersion is the way, but if you want a little tutor every once in a while, we're happy to buy that for you. So, and they did, and I was actually able to pick up a pretty good Japanese, being able to communicate in and out of the city of Tokyo. Couldn't bitch.
People always say the best way to learn a language is through immersion. So I can do that.
Oh, yeah, it's the only way. Only way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wear the Victorian dress for me. You can wear Amish instead. There you go. See, compromise. That's
I was
kind of
glad
what I'm thinking. Compromise.
That's like a 2-year-old running joke between me and her.
That's
Well,
great.
I was glad I was stationed in Germany and I was learning German, conversational German, because I mean I could go just about anywhere. Everybody understood what I was trying to say. I didn't have to learn much French,
Right.
you know.
That's actually one of the first languages that I started to learn was French,
And
and
Italian was really easy though. Italian was really
Italian is actually relatively easy. It's like
My first language was Pig Latin.
this is gonna probably piss a lot of Italians off, but the Italian language reminds me of a messed up or more, not really messed up, more defined Spanish almost. If that makes any sense.
yeah, kind of.
Yeah. There it is. Oh man!
But
So
I pretty much held the rule when I was in Europe. Oh, I pretty much held the. This is back in the '80s before all the stupid shit started happening.
yeah,
Um, but I pretty much if they could understand English, I was in the wrong place. Is what I pretty much because
yeah,
that's pretty much how you dealt with it. Because if you were in where they understood English and spoke English, you were in a tourist trap and nothing was real. But you get out in the country, you get into small towns and stuff like that. People are excited to see you. As an American, the people were always excited to see us. You know what I'm saying? And always ended up with like the best accommodations and stuff like that. You get away from the cities and stuff like that, you always end up with a really good experience.
yeah. Whisper French fries to me.
Les pommes
Oh,
de fruits.
Dieu, vraiment.
J'adore la pomme de fruits.
Omelette du fromage.
Oh, thank you, man. Oh, now you're talking. He's back.
I know a few French words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, and the ones I heard most was "fuck you."
Oh, I know some French.
Fuck you, American.
That's about it.
Oh. Ménage moi, s'il vous plaît.
Everyone should learn how to curse in as many languages as they can.
Voulez-vous coucher avec toi ce soir?
I don't. You know what? I don't know a lot about a lot of European languages, but I do know this: never speak German to a Dutch person.
It's true.
Man, I'm telling you, that Dutch guy will go upside your head so fast.
Don't try and speak French to him.
I will say though, from these language lessons that I'm doing in Dutch, there's a don't hate me, Colonel, but there's a lot of similarities in pronunciations.
Cigarette?
Oh, dude, there's a ton of similarities. Just never make them.
Yeah, you're right.
I just never make them.
Lisa, they call it the fagot. I don't know.
Cigarette is a French word.
What
Cigarette is a French word.
Yeah.
is it?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was just a little French ending for cigar.
No, cigarette is still cigarette in German too.
Oh, cigarette. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Right, cigaretting. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go over to the UK and it's all fags.
Right.
Yeah.
Cheerio.
Will you light my fag?
mate.
Light my fag, mate.
Fag meat popsicle. What?
Garage. Garage is a
Garage.
French word.
Yeah. That's French.
Chocolat. Bon appetit.
Le Mans.
Actually, I believe Bon Appetit is Italian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yep.
Shows you how much I know. I thought it was a Frenchy word.
Now they usually pair it up with bon voyage.
Bon voyage.
See, what I'd really like to do is travel the world and learn different cooking skills, just in each country. I think that'd be awesome. But that ain't gonna happen probably till whenever retirement happens, way down the road. Whoa.
Well, you get to go to the naked beaches down there, Nice, France, on the southern coast and stuff like that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, and the sand is crawling with more than one type of crabs.
Yes.
That's gross.
Yeah, it is. It does. Yeah. It's really gross. Yeah. France was nasty, pretty much all around. The trains, transportation, the cities, towns, people mean. It was like being in New York.
I heard the chefs in France are filthy.
I don't know about that. I've met a couple actual French chefs before.
I heard that. I've never been there, so I just heard that.
Yeah, it's like a stereotype.
Yeah.
I remember my mother made a trip to France back like in her senior year of high school, which was like 68. And she said everywhere that you went in France, like the toilet paper at any establishment was like the coarsest, like hard, like industrial paper towel that you could possibly
it's really
imagine.
extra shit grabbing power.
But it was painful. She kept a sample of it and showed me.
500
Holy
grit
shit.
sandpaper.
But a lot of places in France up until the 90s, like if you go outside the big cities, any kind of public toilet was basically a hole in the ground that you squatted over. And there was like no privacy fencing or anything. They just lived real backwards for a long time.
So
In
like
France?
the public toilets in ancient Rome. Right on. It's not much different in China, I can tell you that. I mean, you
there's
literally
lots of places in the world.
you take your showers and stuff in a lot of places. It's just a hole in the ground.
Have you been to China?
My cousin has, yeah.
I've been to China.
Yeah,
And
he took
get
a
outside
trip
of the city,
to Beijing.
China's a fucking fifth world country.
It really is, from what I've understood.
With no room to stand. Hong Kong there was no room to. I mean, it was ridiculous. You moved with crowd, kind of thing.
Yeah, you do. But it's like that in most of those big Asian places.
India is not much better.
Taipei's the same way.
Is terrible.
Tokyo's even worse.
In the center of India, like whatever one of the huge cities is out there, that has like the holy river and everything. Like these people are living and using that river as their water source. When people bathe in it, they piss in it, they shit in it, and they burn
They
bodies. in it.
throw bodies in it. Yeah.
Yep.
And
Wow.
yet,
Glad I'm not eating right now.
see,
Right.
this is why I'm wondering why India has COVID. If you've drinking out of the holy river in India, you might have a COVID resistance.
Well, if you follow some of the news sources, they're actually saying that India is beating it right now. A lot of the alternative treatments that aren't vaccines are working very well over there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ivermectin, one of them is huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey guys, I got to cruise. I got to jump out here, shut
Yeah.
down the generator and all that.
Yeah,
All
same.
right.
Be
I'm
well,
gonna stick
Patriot.
around for the top of the hour.
Good night.
All right.
Yeah.
Peace out.
God bless you guys. Who left?
Yeah.
That's me. Oh, Bill. All right,
Yeah, he
I'll
did.
talk to you guys later.
Thank you, brother.
See you tomorrow night. See, Apex, that's what it is. You got to get this. You got to get that shit out of your head by changing what you do.
Yeah.
Okay? Be active, hang out with your
Some days I
friends.
literally can't drag myself out of bed.
There you go. Yeah, drag yourself out of bed, hit the shower, and then say it's a beautiful day. You didn't write none of those notes I told you to write, did you?
Not yet.
Dum, dum,
I
dum,
need to mention that.
All right. I'm going to start calling you. I'm going to call you and make you write them.
Okay.
I'll talk to you later.
Just not before 10 a.m.
Okay, you got that. I ain't going to be up before 9 o'clock here anyway.
Okay.
So, all right. God bless you all. Thank you, everybody, for making it a great show, and I'm out. See you tomorrow.
Peace.
Oh, I just remembered something. I just realized something. Hang on a sec. Ah.
I was lucky enough to visit 72 different countries.
That's amazing.
Oh, that's cool.
I lived in Tokyo for a while, for probably 2 years. I lived in Venice, Italy. I lived in Caracas, Venezuela.
Oh, wow.
Both coasts. And traveled to and sailed into and out of most of these countries.
You ever
Most
do
of that was
Eastern Europe, like Hungary or?
no. When
anything
I
like that?
was in the area over there was still the wall.
Gotcha.
And then shortly thereafter, I was cleared, and they wouldn't let me go. So, but that's okay. I mean, I was able to. I actually got into split Yugoslavia a couple of times after it split up, or actually, no, maybe before it split up.
That's cool.
I rode a lot of ships into and out of a lot of places. Mediterranean, Aegean, Black Sea. I was lucky enough to see Athens, Constantinople, Istanbul. What's that?
I hear Ibiza, Spain is just one big party.
Ibiza is incredible. I have been there. Mallorca is even more incredible. Palma de Mallorca. I actually got 2 weeks of
I've heard
liberty on Mallorca.
legendary stories from Mallorca.
I was there in 1980, and I'm not even going to say the last number.
Fair enough.
I was young, dumb, full of money.
Now, I know you went through it a bunch of times being in the Navy, but did you ever stop in Gibraltar?
No. Hold on. No. But yes, we did go through the straits there multiple times. But yeah, my travel, the one thing that I was lucky enough to do was maritime, both military and civilian maritime work. It was the ability literally to fly in to see two countries at once. You'd fly in, you'd catch the boat, you'd sail it to another country, then you'd fly out. Pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Like
I'm
I
sure
would fly into Vancouver. I'd catch one of those cruise boats and take it all the way up the Inside Passage to its first or second Alaskan stop, whatever that is, like Ketchikan or
Ketchikan,
Glacier Bay,
yeah.
or So
Tongass.
It's like
and then
a cruise.
yeah, and jump and then take one of those little one of those little float planes out of Ketchikan back down to Seattle. That was fun.
That's cool. Yeah.
Let's see. Also, we would. I would catch some of the European ships in Barcelona, so I would fly into Madrid, then puddle hop over to Barcelona, and European container ships have a route that literally starts at Gibraltar, works around the edge, Barcelona, Nice, Genoa, Naples, Gaeta, and various other places before they just get out of the Med and go back to, say, the U.S. and move cargo again. So you can catch it. I would catch it in Barcelona and ride it into Nice, mostly into Genoa, where we had another big office. That was pretty cool. I enjoyed that ride a lot.
Isn't
But fly,
Vienna that place where it's got all the waterways and you gotta get the stuff through gondolas?
That's Venice.
that's Venice.
Venice. Okay. I can never remember which one.
I lived in Venice for a while, in Porto Marghera, right outside of Venice. Actually,
Oh, that'd be cool.
I would service. There was ships there that Fincantieri, the Fincantieri is the national shipbuilder in Italy.
Yeah.
And they've got a subsidiary here, Finmeccanica. They're a big group, big group. Anyway, I used to ride a lot of boats. I do. At my early career, I would do radars, sonars, autopilots, gyros, all kinds of marine electronics. I
Oh, that'd
cut
be
my
cool.
teeth on that stuff. Yes, I went to Rota, Spain a couple of times. Sigonella, I actually flew into Sigonella once.
That whole area around Sigonella and the Leges in the Azores looks beautiful.
That is very nice. Yes, it is. Rota is always your chop point. So you check in, you check out. If you're doing a med cruise, so you do the 10 days of Atlantic, and then you chop into Rota. So you'll get stores, you'll get fuel, maybe you'll get a little liberty, depending on how much of a rush your group is in. And then you'll go around through Cadiz. I tell you what, just on the other side of we didn't go to Gibraltar, but just on the other side of Gibraltar is a place called Malaga, Spain, Malaga.
One of the old colonies.
And it is a truly amazing. I mean, it literally rivals Mallorca for party time. It's just so much fun. We spent a lot of time there, and I actually caught a car there and rode around the coast. I may have told you that story before. I don't tell stories again. So anyway, that's it. I'll shut up.
Hey, Colonel, really quick. If I come out there, would we be able to roll out to Eindhoven or Eindhoven? I just want to see it's one of the places on my bucket list. I'd like to see where, where the Allies came in with the Dutch liberation.
Nijmegen, Arnhem, and the one you mentioned, the three
Eindhoven,
yeah, Eindhoven.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it looks anything like it did in World War II, but just to kind of be in the city and feel the energies,
That's one of my favorite war movies. Was the one that covered that. A Bridge Too Far.
Yeah.
like that one historic bridge in the movie that didn't get blown up, like at the last minute, they saved it. That bridge
Right.
is still standing in Arnhem. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool.
I know, Lord Skull, right? They suck you down into these conversations with these boat hookers. It's like conversation bait.
Sorry.
Like all the big marina areas, like, you know, Miami and shit like that, Fort Lauderdale, lots of hookers down there. But
yeah,
kind of on the pricier side, I consider them escorts.
One thing I found out about Florida, if you're a tourist and you're just looking for weed and you're in the city, I know it sounds racist, but it's the truth. It's absolute truth. Go ask any black dude. I guarantee you'll find weed. I promise you this. In fact.
Now around here on Lake Erie, we have, you know, lots of marinas. The huge marina area that's up by Kim, in the Sandusky, Toledo area, like they have like this whole landmass that's nothing but like something like 30 or 40 different marinas. I'm talking like tens of thousands of boat slips. It's the Key West of the Great Lakes, and there's just your everyday average truck stop type hooker hanging around those places.
Lot lizards.
Yep.
Wait, except these are not lot lizards. These are marina lizards, aren't they?
Yep.
They're land tunas.
They're iguanas. They're semi-marine.
I like land tunas. Oh man.
Freshwater clams.
I found out. I think I know part of the reason why I'm in this depression funk. Last Sunday, I went out shopping with Mom. You know, she said she was going to buy me some new clothes. You know, just to get into the winter thing. You know, and I found out that I can't even fit into the clothes that they sell at fucking Walmart.
I've had that happen before.
It sucks. Like I'm literally, I'm at the sweatpants level, and it sucks. I've got to lose some weight. Like I have to lose some weight. Yeah. I don't know. It's gotten me in this weird headspace, and I gotta get out of it. You know.
Well, I'll send you some new music to listen to that might cheer you up.
Probably so. Anything I think would help at this point. Go ahead, Don. What were you about to say, bro?
All right. So here's the bovine motivation speech from Uncle Don himself. You got two choices. Right. You can take the path of least resistance, which you apparently are doing, and sink into this, slowly slither and sink into a low rut and feel bad about yourself.
Right.
And just, continue the spiral down and ugliness leads to self-pity and hate and this, that, and the other thing. Or, and I do this, you get mad. You just get mad. You just get fucking mad. You get kind of mad at yourself, mad at what's going on around you. You just get a hissy fit going on in your head.
Oh, I did. Okay. I did this at Walmart. I was screaming at this lady in my head. It's like, how the fuck are you gonna look at us and then just stand there in the fucking, like, get the fuck out of my way, bitch.
So and when you get mad, I mean, you get mad. You start figuring out, hey, this is not right. This situation is not right. How the fuck did I get here? What's wrong with this?
Yeah.
You start figuring out, hey, this is wrong. I got to get out of this. I got to shake this off. I got to fucking I got to grab something else. This is not working.
Right.
So I mean, and dude, I don't, I've been where you are. I have. Um, I topped out at about 340. Um,
Oh, yeah.
that was a good one for me. I couldn't fit. And I was flying at the time, and I couldn't. And I got to the point where I couldn't fit my big ass in a fucking flight seat, in a
Oh,
goddamn airline seat. So,
yeah.
and I feel the clothing. I got many opportunities. So I was going over to Bangkok, probably I don't know, once every 3 months.
Right.
I got in touch with a good haberdashery. No, not haberdashery, but
Cool.
I guy was building suits and custom clothing for me,
Oh,
shirts,
wow.
pants, suits. I was getting them cheap, right? I'm getting like 2 suits, 2 shirts, 2 pants for like $400,
Oh,
custom
wow.
done. The
Yeah.
problem is I'm getting them custom done and I'm 340, right?
Right.
So I'm spending 6, 8,000, $1,200. I believe I spent on suits eventually. Um,
Woo.
on suits that wrapped me up nicely from 300 pounds up.
Yeah.
That I can't wear today. So it pissed me off. It pisses me off.
Yeah.
So and that's kind of what I got. That's kind of the advice I got for you is, you know what? You just get angry. Get a goddamn hissy fit going on in your brain that
Yeah.
you need to get it going. That you understand, hey, how the fuck did this happen? And let's get a goddamn path out of here. What you got to start looking up from here, because looking down's not getting it for you anymore. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, it's just
Yeah.
a little, a, a good little taste of indignation. Does that
You
make
got to
sense?
give yourself a kick in the pants.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
That
it
makes
ain't hard to do. And it's not like you're being down on yourself. You're like, all right, well, this shit ain't working. So let's find something that does.
exactly. And that makes sense. And I know I'll pull myself I'll pull through on it and stuff. It's just it's the current momentary part that sucks. And I cannot dwell on it. That's the thing. I keep telling myself I cannot dwell on this. It's not doing any good for my mental health.
Well, it may
I
You
do
know,
you
got
some
get
good as
yourself
well.
busy to get your mind off. Get some projects together and make your day productive.
I disagree with that. I
You
mean,
know,
listen, if your problem is that you're 340 pounds, then
372.
okay. If your problem is that you're 372, then you need to
Yeah.
get below that. You need to start losing that. How do you
Yeah.
do that? Listen, if you're 372, losing weight should not be real hard for you.
You would think. Yeah,
Well, I mean,
actually,
the sheer physics say that if you stop eating, I mean, I know you've got a slow metabolic rate. I know I have the same problem.
yeah.
So what that means is we need to get out and walk a little more. We need to get up off of our ass a little more, okay,
Yeah.
than normal people. I have that same problem, but it's manageable.
Right.
With that said, it's a diet thing, brother. It is.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's really not hard to figure out. It's a
and
caloric math problem.
some of that is probably also water weight. If you could
Yep,
find
a lot of that is water weight.
I bought, I'll have to figure out the name of this stuff that I bought. I haven't tried it yet, but on Amazon they sell herbal diuretic type stuff
Okay.
that's just supposed to dump pounds off of you. That's all water. You'll be pissing your brains out like crazy, but it'll
Oh,
help
wow.
to an extent.
I
I
get a pee
mean,
pill. I get a pee pill from the doc. Get a pee
I've
pill. He's
never
got a
been
pee
a
pill.
fan of the Adderall pills that I take. That's why I kind of just, get rid of them. But I'm starting to think maybe I should start taking that stuff and using it as a weight loss. I mean, it's a stimulant, so
If it's gonna even out your metabolic rate, and do anything for you mentally to get you up out of a funk, then yes, I recommend you take the shit.
Okay.
To me, Adderall was like cocaine. I tried it a few times. My ex
Yeah.
girlfriend had some and gave it to me. We ended up like staying in bed for the whole fucking day.
Yeah. That'll happen.
Stop.
That will happen.
Burned off a lot of calories.
Right?
I was like, this shit is great. It's like steroids, but better.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry I'm not more motivating.
Oh no, you're fine. Actually, some of the stuff you said makes sense, and I probably will be applying, portions of it. First step is getting the first step is getting that 1 foot out of bed. Then you just gotta let everything follow. And I've realized that the body works on Newton's third law of motion. Object in motion stays in motion, and object at rest stays at rest. And like, I'm not going to
That
lose
first,
it.
that thing in the morning, that getting up, that I used to have to get up at 4:30 in the morning to beat traffic to get into NSA at 7:00.
Right.
And so what that meant was that I had to go to bed by 9:00, no matter what.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
what I found was that once I got into that routine, and I rode that routine for 5+ years, but once I got into that routine, it was very automatic for me. It was automatic that I'm going to bed at 9:00. It was automatic that I'm getting up at 4:30. It was automatic that I'm out the house by 6:00. Beating the traffic or this, that, and the other thing. So routine is your friend. And particularly routine can carry you through in times of mental issues, and we all have them. Okay, dark mental days, we'll call them, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
But routine and discipline will carry you through on those dark mental days. When you're like, I ain't got it in me, your feet are automatically pulling out of the covers and hitting the floor at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
So once you get that discipline down, once you get that routine down, it helps you to get that. I don't know. It helps you. It helps you to get through some of those darker days.
Right.
That's just been my experience anyway.
I think part of what's causing some of this stuff with me is lack of sleep. Because when I go to bed, I'm in bed, but it seems like anywhere half the night I'm like just kind of drifting in and out of consciousness, sitting on the side of the bed because it's
I've
all I
been there
know.
and done that.
Hours sitting on the side of the bed.
To the point where you fall asleep while you're sitting, and then you wake up and you're like, why am I sitting?
I literally dropped my bowl last night while I was on one of those, when I was stuck in one of those ruts.
It's like a fugue state. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I know I've got sleep apnea, so there's that. And that's what I wake up gasping for air, and then I kick myself over to get the breathing back, and then sit up, and then it's all downhill from there.
Well, it's situations like that when routine is helpful.
Yeah.
I remember down at Oz this summer, the first night I heard you breathing, and I was really worried about you, dude.
Bro, that's an every night occurrence.
I was like, should I go in his tent and check him out? I'm like, what's going on in there? But that was more of like the sleeping position.
Well, not once Daniel let me borrow that square, the square thing that has pad in it. That was able to prop me up enough that I was finally able to get some good sleep.
Yeah, and those few nights that you slept in the truck, that worked wonders for you as far as your breathing went.
Oh, it really did. And I'm sure you noticed it in the morning. I was on the nights that I slept well. Those days actually went somewhat well for me. Minus the small setbacks. AZ, I'm going to
could
be
be right.
honest. AZ, I'm
AZ could be right. It could be the weed.
I mean, maybe. I mean, if I'm smoking like a sativa at night, yeah.
Here's the thing. If the weed is putting you, and here's what happens, and I know this for a fact because it happens to me. If you smoke the right weed, then the weed knocks you out. It locks you to the couch, and you sit there, and you just kind of zone in and out. You can actually sit down, take a nap, and then pop back up. So you're getting your sleep in 2 hour increments, not the 4 hour, 6 hour. Excuse me.
That's actually what I've been doing is doing hour and a half, 2 hour increments throughout the day. I felt like
that's horrible. That's horrible.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I get that
horrible.
for myself, but it's my bladder. I'm
You
constantly waking up every 2 or 3 hours because I got to fucking piss.
Oh man.
My doctor even told me that kind of irregular sleep is what's fucking up my diabetes. Your sugar is looking for a regular cycle. Your body is looking for a regular cycle. It's looking for that 6 to 8 hours of rest every night that you can get that REM sleep. And you ain't got to have it every night, but if you don't have it forever, then you get fucked. So you got to have that. So you got to stop that thinking you can do the 2 hour thing. I tried that. I couldn't do it. You can't.
Yeah.
And be regular. So you need to be.
The older I get, the more these 4 hour nights of sleep aren't doing me so good.
You got to stop that. That's terrible. You got to get on a regular track, even if it means you got to stay up. And I know that because I'm having a problem doing that very thing.
One thing that I'm going to be trying tonight before I go to bed is taking a little cup full of Mucinex PM. It's going to, hopefully that'll help me get through the night and help with the breathing.
Night Skull 77. Oh, and hey, I'm going to check off for a second. I got to take the dogs out. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
But,
fire in the bowl.
Yeah, let me go ahead and do that.
Last one for the night. I'm gonna shut down the stream in like 10 minutes.
That's fine. Yeah.
I'm up way later than I was expecting to tonight, but what the fuck?
Right. Yeah, I'm sorry I haven't been on. I've just been.
No, you got real world shit going on. It's cool.
Yeah.
I get it.
And it's like just hearing all the news and stuff, like it doesn't really help all that much. I actually, for the most part, stopped watching InfoWars because it's just.
Yep, same here. It's all to me anymore. Censor Wars. Fucking, I haven't been over to his site in quite a long time.
I was about to say, man, Censor Wars was so long ago.
It's not even Censor Wars anymore. It's Lobby Friends.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how he markets it. He set himself up for failure with that thing.
Yeah.
He made too many enemies.
Oh my god!
But I was going to say I've distanced myself from InfoWars because it's the whole cast and crew over there. It doesn't matter who's running the show; they're all sensationalists now, and it's
more like a
scripted show than just a spontaneous conversation. They don't have any good guests anymore.
Yeah. Well,
which
and
is
that's
a
what I was
shame.
trying to tell people in the chat the other day was like, anymore, it seems like InfoWars is just about as sensationalized on their stories as, CNN is, They run the same
Yeah.
news, things, and it's just between the morning show and then between the morning show and the war room, it's like it just gets progressively it looks progressively worse than the beginning.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's explaining it the right way, but I don't know.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. It's like when MH or MS or that Malaysian flight went down or disappeared.
Yeah.
It was on CNN for every day for like damn near a year, and it's all you could ever hear. Well, it's I don't know. It seems like it's the same on the other side of the table. I don't know. I've just I've never been one for listening to one news source. I mean,
No, I get news from various outlets.
yeah,
Actually, a lot of I get various channels on YouTube that I get my daily news from. Just the topics that some of the people I follow will bring up throughout the day. I trust
right.
that shit more than I trust anything mainstream
Oh yeah, absolutely.
because I
Actually,
get up on
I was trying to tell my mom about that. Is how she needs to. Well, actually, she's the one that brought it up. Dad, for the longest time, was doing nothing but watching CNN and
yeah.
all these news programs all day long, 24 hours a day, and he'd be screaming at the TV, calling bullshit on this and
Yeah.
that. But he finally has stopped doing that. Apparently, it got so bad that mom had to say, "Yo, you're not allowed to watch this during the day while I'm working." um, but just you can't do that. You can't be jacked in all the time. It's not good for the mental health. I mean,
Yeah, and I'm checking right now. Lobby Friends is still active.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but yeah, AZ definitely kind of full of shit. Um, I got turned off by his mentality that he had, where he's all like, he's whining about everybody not like getting prepped up and getting ready for what's coming up. And then he goes like right after that and says, "But I don't really care because I got a bunker and fuck all the rest of you." You know,
Right. I remember that about Lobby Friends.
but his constant whining about not making any money off of it. It's like, yeah, it's not the point, dude. Not to mention that also he completely just cloned Facebook's user interface. I'm
Yeah.
surprised he hasn't got. I'm surprised he hasn't got a cease and desist.
Wow. Yeah. That's true. Skull, I used to have that mentality, but I might miss something. Yeah, I know about that mentality. I used to have it. Um,
Now, I still will like probably twice, sometimes three times a day, go on my phone and open up my standard Google News feed app and
yeah,
just headlines of what the mainstream media is saying, just so that I know what they're
I
trying
do that with Newsbreak as
to
well.
do. Keep an eye on the opposition. That's what I've always
Yeah, yeah.
know. tried to do. And some of it's disgusting. It's just absolutely disgusting.
That's what
Man,
got
y'all
me.
all sick. Y'all all
What's that?
sick.
Yeah,
Y'all
we're
sick.
all sick.
I turned off after the election. I turned off Fox News, Fox Business, all the rest of them. I turned them off. I stopped going there. Now
Yeah.
maybe once a week I'm at Fox News, and I have a weakness for Fox Business, so maybe twice a week I'm there. Past that, I don't go there, and none of the other ones. I don't read them. I don't need to.
See,
Most of what I need is on Facebook or excuse me, YouTube.
Gutfield Live.
What's that?
The only thing I watch Fox News for is when Gutfield does his night show. It's honestly probably the funniest late night show on any channel. I think his first name is James, but Gutfield when he's got like the panel around and does his late night show, that's actually legitimately funny. You can't
So,
say the thing about
here's what I want to leave. Here's what I want to leave you with. Here's what I want to leave you with. Here's what I want you to think about every time you look at one of those news channels. Their job is to get your back up. Their job is to entertain and frustrate you. Here's why. Your dad sitting there screaming at the fucking TV, he's hooked.
Oh, yeah.
He's hooked. He's not going anywhere. He's staying right there on CNN.
There's no difference between screaming at the news than there is screaming at a quarterback that just made a bad play.
Absolutely. He's hooked. So that's what you got to realize is their job is to get you hooked on that drama. Is to get you hooked on all of that. If it bleeds, it leads. That's their thing.
Yeah.
So the minute you realize that, you need to turn it off. Because they no longer have my best interest at heart.
Yeah. Well,
it is not in my best interest for my blood pressure to go through the ceiling, and it does. Anyway, now I'll shut up. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, you're absolutely right. It's the mainstream media. It doesn't matter left or right. You know, the MSM is nothing more than about being about ratings. You know, the better ratings you have, the more money your network makes, which means the more money everyone else is making. You know, in that company. But I don't know. That just seems so wrong. When was it that the news stopped actually giving the real news?
We all need news. Okay, we all need the current events, the things that shape our lives. We all need to know about that, and we all need to know about that in a timely manner. But how we get that and how we consume that has to change. We can't all live in a 24-hour news cycle. That's just not the way our lives work.
You'd go insane if you did that. The constant flow of information coming in from all different sides.
So I mean, listen, I'm Mr. Open Intel architecture here. I'm the guy that I'm TV7 out of Jerusalem. I'm CGTN out of Beijing. I mean, I'm Al Jazeera out of Doha. Trust me, I'm reading all of them. But I'm taking them all through my filters. In other words, I'm cutting out the horse shit. I read the Al Jazeeras. I read the Al Jazeera and I take the facts out of it, and I cut the horse shit. Oh well, he was set up because he didn't do this, and no, that's not the. Just give me the facts. So it turns out every news source I read, I have to call the facts out. I have to literally, just like you're sitting there doing beans, snapping beans. You got to pick the bad ones out and throw them away, right?
Yep.
So And you've got to do that every day for every channel, for every news source that you're doing. You can't just turn it on for 30 minutes and let it bleed into your head anymore. That's not the way it works.
Yeah.
So you have to be that action listener, that guy or girl, whoever, that gets their sources from various and you both say you do, and I believe you do. There's hundreds of places out there to get your news sources from, and
yeah.
you should use every one of them.
Yep.
And you should understand that they all have an agenda. They have a drama agenda. That is to get you hooked on whatever it is they're peddling. And B, everybody has a slant, a left or a right slant. Every news organization has a slant. Al Jazeera, what is it? The Writers Free Frontiers in French, fucking RT. They all have an agenda. Realize that, what that agenda is, and read that out of the facts.
I'll tell you what, Sky News Australia seems more conservative than Fox News nowadays.
Oh,
They
definitely.
They are
Yeah.
very good, very well. I love them. I absolutely love them.
I watched that special where about COVID, where they were interviewing Donald Trump and everything. That was a really good special. It was almost COVID land for free.
What do you think about RT News?
Russia Today?
Yeah.
I take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Well, you have to take it as pro-Russian news.
Yeah, it's state-run media is what it is.
Right. So it's going to be anti-West. It's going to want to show weaknesses of the West,
which is not necessarily a bad thing.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. But again, you got to pick the wheat from the chaff. You understand? You got to pick the wheat from the chaff. And you're right. That's not a bad thing. Hey, my work here.
Just like, as far as that analogy goes, wheat from the chaff. You don't want to put something bad in your body. When you're thinking about the news, you don't want to put bad shit in your mind.
Right.
So you gotta sift through it and find the golden nuggets.
That's it. I'm subscribing to Puppies Only.
I love listening to the same story through two different filters, like a CNN filter.
I like catching people in lies and all kinds of deceitful bullshit.
Especially when they dig deep into it and show their real colors of, who's who.
Yeah, that's good.
Excuse me.
Anyway, that's just my humble opinion. Just a tip from your Uncle Don.
Right on. Oh, I appreciate that. I think it will eventually get better. Once the masses have completely woken up, like completely, truly woken up, I think there's going to be almost a shift. I would hope so.
There is a cyclical shift in the United States. And my humble opinion is that it's about an 8-year wide shift politically.
Yeah. I remember watching an episode of South Park. It was back when the PC principal thing first started coming around. And in one of the scenes, there's two farmers saying that says, one says the other is like, looks like things have gotten all PC again. And it was like, how long is this going to last? And the other was like, well, last time it lasted about 7 years.
There you go then.
Yeah.
Just like the El Nino patterns and that kind of shit.
Yeah.
It's funny you should mention that, Canoes, because just today and yesterday I saw a couple of different flight patterns go by that appeared to be full-on F-15 Screaming Eagles.
Oh, wow.
But they were pretty high up, but they were definitely headed Let me see, what's the path there? They were headed from the north to the southeast of me. So,
Might be
in
some of
other words,
those
they were headed.
new F-15 EXs. You know, the new ones are pumping out.
I think they are. I hope
They
they are.
they're operating those mostly out of Portland and another base on the West Coast, possibly Moses Lake,
Huh.
and one down in California too, Sacramento.
So,
It's a
how many
guard
of those
base.
are being? How many of those are being shuttled over into the Pacific Theater?
That's a good question.
I was just going to ask, well, what is the latest news with all the shit going down the Pacific?
Because none of that stuff shows up on the flight trackers. They don't put transponders on those flights.
So, a couple of things. The latest Chinese incursion on Taiwanese airspace involved 53 military aircraft. 53 Chinese military aircraft crossed the line into Taiwanese territory.
Well, wasn't it their
I mean,
ADIZ?
it is.
Yeah,
Yes. Still an act of war.
true.
Wow.
The Chinese just recently went on a stupidity binge whining about the U.S. and Europeans and NATO and everybody else being in the Pacific. More specifically, the U.S., the Germans, the British just sent single warships through the Straits of Taiwan, and
I heard
the
there was a lot of going up that way.
Yeah, freedom of
and
navigation exercise.
yep, and the Quad nations, India, Australia, Japan, and the U.S. just conducted the Malabar exercise. If you're familiar with the island of Malabar, it's an Indian island just at the tip of the straits of through Indonesia. I can't remember the name of the straits, but the only path into and out of the South China Sea, literally.
Oh, wow.
And the Indians have an island which has a massive Indian naval base right on the middle of it.
Huh.
And so the island is called Malabar, and that's the exercise that's held. I believe it's every 2 years between these four countries. But that exercise just concluded with a lot of raving success from all countries, all sides. Everybody was very happy with the proceeds, and it was all done off of the CVN 72 carrier battle group. Carl Vinson.
Wow.
I did not read the article, but I saw the headline tonight that it looks like the Navy is going to finalize their grading for the sea trials on the USS Gerald Ford, and
Oh, wow.
it's going to be scheduled very shortly for its first active deployment, despite all the problems it still has.
You know what? Even on a bad day, that ship is still way better than its closest two competitors.
Oh yeah.
I won't even go on. I won't even mention some of the great things about it that include the two new, railgun type launch catapults.
Yeah,
I heard it was
electro
the railgun ships.
Yeah.
The extra two nuclear reactors they put on the thing just to give it enough power for future laser weapons and rail weapons. Rail maybe not so much, but lasers definitely. And so you need megawatts to shoot those bitches.
Yep.
And carriers are uniquely fitted for that kind of shit. I read the Malacca Straits. There you go. Anyway, the list of enhancements on the new carrier is on the Ford is incredible. Not the least of which is the energy weapons. I really do want to say that out loud. Energy weapons. I like the way that rolls off my tongue.
And then at the same time, the Navy is like doing this real weird strategy, because they're complaining they don't have enough ships, but they're going ahead and they're decommissioning and planning on scrapping out all of those new littoral class ships, the Independence class and the Freedom class, the little corvettes that they had, and those tri-hull ships. Yeah, they're gonna scrap all of those things because they're not living up to their expectations.
Wow.
The modular equipment packages that they had for them, they're still having issues getting those things developed and put into service. Major mechanical issues with the engines and propulsion systems, so they're just gonna nip it in the bud before they waste any more money on them. And they've only been out for like maybe 15 years at the most.
Yeah, they built 2 Zumwalt classes, and those just DDGs will never see the light of day.
Yeah. The Zumwalt class, like I remember looking at little articles in Popular Mechanics magazine back in the 80s, and they predicted exactly what that class of ship was going to come out as, and they said ultimately it's going to be a failure.
Well, and it was absolutely, but you got to have failures to get successes.
Yeah, you learn from your mistakes.
Let me point out that the radar shaping and coating and the radar coating material, the marine radar coating material that they spent years developing for that to minimize its radar signature, did develop out very nicely and has been used around the world in various classes of vessel.
Is it kind of very similar to the coatings that they use on like the B2?
No.
Okay.
No, because it's the marine, and that's why I said that. It's the marine version of it that had to be anti-corrosive, anti-salt, anti-water, all the rest of this shit. And so they spent a lot of money on that, and they did pretty well at it. In addition, they failed miserably on lots of different gun tries. Everybody was trying to do a long-range gun. The original gun that went on that was going to be an 82-mile range, 5-inch, 54 caliber gun for naval support or beach invasions, and it had a rocket boosted. The shell ended up costing like $820,000 each just to shoot one.
That's crazy.
So you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. But also the original VLS, vertical launch systems, were launched in the early Zumwalt platforms and rapidly developed along the way and have been literally deployed to every other major vessel class on the planet for the last 20 years. So, there were failures. Yes. But again, you don't get successes without failures. Anyway, I'll get off my horse now.
Sorry, guys. I didn't know.
Fleets, destroyers. Okay.
No, I haven't heard.
Tonight. I cut 1
Go.
quarter pound of hot dog and put some beef vegetable soup over the top of it with some cheese.
Well, if you want to lose some weight, I'd say just eat the soup and don't add anything else to it.
Yeah, you're right.
If you wanted to lose some weight, I'd say probably not eat it at 2 o'clock in the morning.
True.
Yeah, there is that too. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be making a couple of burritos up in the microwave in a couple of minutes, so I'm guilty too.
I just have to wait about a half an hour after I eat those. It things kind of move through so I can actually lay down. But yeah. 35. I have to stop doing things, getting foods that I have to microwave. I'm going to start buying more foods that I have to actually physically cook. SM2 variant. What's
Yeah,
that?
it's a missile.
Oh.
The SM2 has been around for so many years, though. I mean, that was the first. That was the first integrated NATO Tartar missile. It was
Okay.
NATO call sign, and so that started out as a real short range, really not much worth of shit, and they just really started adding things to it and building other missile capabilities into it. And the next thing you know, you've got this long-range, badass, multi-platform, multi-sensor weapon that can, be steered to the target or find the target on its own.
Yeah. The only time I've seen them in person, I took a tour in the late 80s on a Perry class frigate. And I wish I could remember the name of the boat. But they were
Perry class had a one-arm bandit up front of the fuselage.
Yep,
front of
and
the
that was
structure,
the
right?
version. The early flight of Perry's had the one-arm launcher before they introduced the VLS system, and they did a demonstration of loading and reloading for the crowd on the ship. And I mean, that thing was super fucking fast. I was like, holy shit, that just happened in like less than a second.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They put them on a rail and get them off the rail real fast.
That was late 70s tech.
Sorry, I'm hitting this bowl.
Yeah, I'm going to hit it and quit it.
The Type 52 destroyers, the British and the Swedes. The British initiated or created the Type 52, and the Chinese stole the fuck out of it.
Yep.
So the Chinese went off and created like hundreds, literally, of Type 52 destroyers.
Yeah, the majority of their blue water navy is all tin cans.
Yep. And none of them, they have no idea how to run them.
Yep.
They have zero operational experience.
And from what I've heard, the entire Chinese Navy, Army, whatever they call it,
PLA.
All their plan, PLAAN, because their Navy's technically part of their Army.
Right.
Most of their pilots are not rated for all-weather missions, so meaning they can only fly in the daytime.
Oh, wow.
As well as is most of their equipment not rated for all-weather flight ops. And most of it has to be cannibalized to get, you cannibalize half of it to get the other half up in the air.
Yep. Well, I mean, to some extent, we do that too with some aircraft.
We do.
I
But
have heard a lot of stories about the F-18s being cannibalized to the point where they go find retired F-18s at museums and stuff to grab parts. But I'm sure that happens everywhere. Yeah.
absolutely, they do. That's why they keep all those airplanes in the desert, because the desert keeps those parts in good working order, so you can go steal them.
I'd love
Yep.
to tour that place sometime, Davis Bontham.
Yeah, that would be cool. The airplane graveyard.
Yep.
Holy shit, is that what?
Yeah, it's gotten cold out, man.
What's that?
It has gotten cold outside.
It is a little nipply, yeah. Wow, is it 80 degrees inside here? It's 47 outside.
Yeah. It's probably about, about the same over here. High 40s, low 50s. I don't know if I'm a fan or not. I'm pretty sure this cool weather can already go away. All right, I'm gonna eat this and then I'm gonna head to bed, I think.
Alrighty, sir. I guess
Yeah.
I'll slip away into the corner there and let you guys close up shop if you want to.
Well,
Yep. That sounds like a plan.
yeah.
So, anybody that's left in the chat, thanks for dropping by tonight. I think everybody passed out. Skull might be there. AZ might be there. If so, thanks for dropping in. It's been fun, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Sure.
Peace
Alrighty,
out,
guys.
people.
Peace
See
out,
ya.
peoples.
Have a good night, everybody.